Welcome to the EST Hangout.
This is the EST Hangout, and today's guests are...
Hey, a good Monday morning to you. Welcome to the EST Hangout presented by Sentinel Storage, live right here on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton Sports. We're live on TuneIn, iHeartRadio, EdmontonSportsTalk.com, on YouTube, as well as wherever you get your podcasts. We've got Jasmine, Murray, Tommy, and Matt with you here today. Jasmine can't talk in her mic because her mic's so far away from her at the moment.
Boy.
Like this.
Just wanna...
Well, so she shows up late, unprepared. My goodness.
I'm not saying anything.
She owes us 10 push-ups.
10 push-ups.
she said 20, so
yeah.
we could go as far as that.
Like double or nothing. Good
You
morning.
want double 20?
No, I'm
Or
saying
double
10.
the
I
10.
said,
Okay.
yeah.
Sentinel Storage, Canada storage experts, more than 2 decades of helping Canadians through life's transitions. 50% off 12 weeks. It ends December 15th, which is later this week. Check them out, sentinel.ca, for more information on a Sentinel location nearest you for all your storage needs. How's everyone's weekend been? We will get to your weekend.
Yeah.
Because you went to an Oiler game for the first time as a member of the press. You went in the press box. We'll have to get your experience.
Mm-hmm.
You honestly haven't gone to Rogers Place because Rogers Place has been open for a while now,
I've
like
been to-
inside the press box.
I've never been in the press box at Rogers Place. I was saying I used to sit in the press box all the time in the other arena, but I've never been in this press box.
I do miss the old press box, just hovering over the ice.
Great view.
Yeah, it's a great view. Yeah.
Great view. Tight in there, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
Especially when then Bob wants to try to wrestle with you or something.
That would never happen.
But you're so far back in the press box in this arena, aren't you?
Yeah.
So it's just a different view. You find you watch it on TVs as much as you watch on the ice a little bit sometimes?
Definitely the replays.
Yeah.
Like, as soon as a goal or a big play happens, you go right to the TVs.
Yeah.
And it's like 3 or 4 seconds behind, too, which also helps get you back on.
It is really nice, that part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
The
see
delay's
anything
good.
that you need to see, you could just know quickly if you turn to your right or left and find the TV, you'll see the replay.
That's like my suite at the Elks games that you guys have been to. You watch the game on the field.
Yeah.
Then you just look up and watch it live on TV. That's like 10 seconds
Yeah.
delayed. So you get to actually watch it live.
And then you get
Different
all the
things,
replays.
Yeah.
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 That is true. But, okay, a lot of the press boxes in the new buildings are like the one at Rogers Place. Detroit and MSG have catwalks. Detroit's is phenomenal, but that building was like $250 million over budget.
Oh.
And then MSG, they put in a catwalk after when they did a $1 billion renovation about 10 years ago. And it's awesome too. It's super.
What about the
super
Saddle Dome? I hear that's an interesting walk to get up there.
If you're scared of heights, it'll freak you out. And it's like if it's a catwalk and it's rickety, and you look at the floorboards and you're like, that looks like plywood from 1984 when this place was built. Guess what? It is. It really is. And then they have this way you cross to the other side, to the broadcast side, and you go over top of the scoreboard, and it's trippy. And there's stairs and stuff, and like you have the bars, and you're like, I think I could easily, a normal sized human being could fit through those bars if they stumbled and fell.
So don't have too many cocktails while you're up there.
Yeah,
Is that what
well,
you're
you shouldn't
saying?
have any because it's like the deception's weird, and then the ceiling too, it drops like right above you, so it kind of messes with your depth perception, I think, a little bit.
Oh.
It's that is not a good building. It is just not a good building.
In the new arenas that you mentioned, is the catwalk, is it metal or is it like complete floor? Like, could you wear high heels?
Yes. But at the Saddle Dome, it's like
Wondering.
there's concrete too, but like at the Saddle Dome, it's not like metal grate or anything
Okay,
like that.
that's what I envisioned.
Yeah, no,
you're
Rexall
fine.
was... Like, if you dropped
cement.
your pen,
Yeah.
you could pick up your pen. It's not falling through anything.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Although I did have a pen once go over. I remember once I forgot, something happened, and I was an Oil Kings broadcast, and the pen went over, and I was like, ugh.
What did it hit?
They had that netting there too, that like it was really old, and you're like, that looks like it won't hold anything.
Tommy, if you were actually thoughtful back when you were sitting in the press boxes all around the rink, you would have thought of Jasmine and worn high heels to every press box so you could let her know just
Murray,
to test
as
it
you
out
know,
for her.
I have great calves, so that's a good point. We show those bad boys off. But yeah, it's anyway. The new rinks, the press is like an afterthought. Actually, in San Jose, they did not engineer or design a press box. They had to put it in later.
Ooh.
And you're way up there, and you're like, why am I going through like back room, fire escape staircases to get to it and to get to the press box? And it's because they did not design the building with any sort of press in mind.
How do you miss that?
Yeah.
Well, Winnipeg, when they built the football stadium, they designed the press box outside.
Yes. And it wasn't until the 2016 Heritage Classic where the NHL said you need to close in the press box, so they put glass in there around it.
There was actually a lot of issues with IG when they were first, like they did a tour and there was a bunch of like, what is this? What is this? What is this? Like there was a few things that were like, whoa. It's now like, it's known as one of the best stadiums in Canada, but when they first opened, like who would have guessed that the press might need to do work on like computers and stuff
And have
in November during a West final or something like that.
right,
You know, like
have Wi-Fi access and IG Field too. I do remember because I for whatever reason, I'm fascinated by like stadium construction and arenas and stuff like that. They had to redo the asphalt on the main concourse because they either rushed it or they had a bad mix. And basically, like anytime they would drive a vehicle, because you got to haul stuff around concourses and any kind of like even cart or buggy or whatever, and it would put grooves into the actual ground there, and they had to tear it all out and re-pour the floor essentially at IG Field. Yeah, so there's a lot of things like Maddie said that they either rushed or cut corners and had to fix.
Well, that's a question that I'd always love to ask of like those people that build the brand new, the latest and greatest arena. When you've been in it for a year, what did you screw up?
Yeah.
Because like, you know, when you build your own house or something like that, when you live in it for a few years, you probably think, but man, I wish we would have done this, or I wish we would have done that, right? So in those buildings. But another interesting point, when Jerry Jones built Cowboys Stadium, the press box is in a corner.
Yeah.
And his reason for putting it in a corner is, why in the world would he want to give up space in the center of the field that he could sell for the most money? So he's like, why would I put the press who's there for free where I can charge the most money to watch the game? So,
I understand
Yeah,
that.
makes a lot of sense, actually.
Yeah.
as long as the press can see the field, they have nothing to complain about.
Yeah, for
in the
sure.
end. As long as like you're in a decent spot where you have what you need.
Yeah.
And I think there's a few stadiums that are in the corners when it comes to press for National Football League.
Yeah, it makes some sense if that's
can
pretty
see
good
it.
logic.
You can still see the game pretty well. Like I like a good end zone corner type seating for a football game. We will get to Tre Ford as well, who signed a 3-year deal. We have a lot to discuss.
He
there.
did?
I know.
Oh, who knew?
It's Friday was a very good day when
Yeah.
it came to that.
The best part was watching Maddie when that news broke. It was pretty nice.
And
What was the reaction?
I went running onto Hernan's show, pumped up, because Hernan broke it. Credit to Hernan Salas, who broke the news last Friday. Round of clicks for Hernan Salas, there we go. Who was the first on it.
Well done.
Oh, Dusty correcting us. It's Princess Auto Stadium now. I forgot about Princess Auto.
Formerly Investors Group Field, formerly IG Field.
Oh, Dusty also saying the stadium design was actually meant for Japan and they repurposed it for Winnipeg, and that's why it had issues to start. So they didn't think that, there's a little bit of difference between the two countries. And what would be different in it? What should we make sure to check on? We found it later.
Dusty, full of all this vast knowledge, hey?
He spends every second weekend there.
Well, fair enough.
So
So, Jasmine, how was it going to an Oiler game in the press box?
I talk a lot. I'm a loudmouth. And for the first time in my life, I was pretty speechless. It was an unreal experience. And I'm so grateful, especially to Reed and Tommy too. But yes, Reed, he was like my coach. And he really got me in there, got me my confidence up. So I got the courage to ask a question and see the whole process, the media process. It's really interesting.
Well, you went for
Different,
the media scrum afterwards and
I
everything?
got in the
too?
locker room. I even went to the
Wow.
Hall of Fame. And the
for
best
you.
part was, so I guess the guy, so we were running from the top to get to the bottom, right? And I think the guys had like McDavid guys, the whole team had already gone to the locker room. And Skinner was the first start, right? So we're just standing. There's a couple of us. There wasn't a lot of press that day.
no, it was quiet for some reason.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Kind of a blessing in disguise for someone like me. But so anyways, I'm just chilling, waiting. And Stu walks by and he looks at me and he gives me who the hell is this look? And I died. I couldn't believe it. And then Chris Knobloch did the same thing in the Hall of Fame. Because he looked a couple times like, who's this person? Like, who's this newbie? And I was just like, wow, that's wild.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the
You
question
noticed.
you asked, and to who?
I asked it to Stu. And I asked him just how did he feel with Broberg and Holloway taking pucks against him? And he had a really good answer, and I
was
appreciated
good.
that. Yeah.
We
was
got,
his
we got
answer?
excited on the post game show. We gave you.
I
some-
heard, and I appreciate
Yeah,
that.
we got you.
What was his answer?
He said it was weird. It was like nice for him to have like a genuine answer rather than, a typical hockey player answer.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, and he said something like, "It's kind of hard to mean mug them. You're supposed to," and
But
it was a
he's
really good
smiling.
answer. Stu was very good, as you know.
Yeah.
And we were after like Jasmine. All right. Like,
Yeah.
way to get in there.
Just these guys though, they really like pump me up and they're really supportive. And at the same time, like I'm a huge Oilers fan, as we know, right?
No.
But for some reason that day, I wanted to do a good job, right? For us, for this team. So I just didn't care. And I kind of put that hat on and I was really proud of myself for that.
You
Good
did
for
good.
you.
You did real good.
That's awesome.
It was a great game.
Yeah.
Other things so St. Louis, they were the radio announcers
Play-by-play,
were behind us, calling the calls. Their announcing is hilarious. Like they're so loud, they have their American accents, they're so animated, and the bias. So I turned to Tommy and I'm like, Tommy, because so Stu sticks out. They say Stu stuck out his leg, and they're saying, and then I look at Tommy, I'm like, and he's like, well, that's their job there.
Yep.
So I thought that was really interesting, but they were fun to listen to as well, and their perspective on.
They had a good line. I don't
Yeah.
do this very often. I don't engage while they're working, but early in the game, Broberg was getting booed. I think Holloway had a puck touch who got booed. And if you're gonna be mad at anyone, don't be mad at the player. Be mad at the management team. And I just turned and I looked and I smiled. I was like, yeah,
Yeah, we
okay.
laughed.
Who said that?
The
St.
radio
Louis
play-by-play guy.
guys.
I don't know the radio play-by-play guy.
Chris Kerber used to be one of the
Yeah, that might be
play-by-play
it.
guys.
Dan Kelly, I believe, or John Kelly is their TV guy. But I don't really interact with a lot of St. Louis media. But yeah, I was like, this guy, like, there are Homer broadcasters, and listen, guys here are, they know who pays them. So, and they're great. Our guys are great, but that one was a step further than usual. So that's why I kind of was chuckling.
Yeah.
The answer to that though is fans should also be mad at management. The fans are mad at management.
They are.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
they have been mad at
Yeah,
management.
yeah,
They're still mad at management.
Good
that was
point.
the one night where they're going to just be mad at the player as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, don't worry. They're mad at management.
They certainly
Yeah.
are.
To me, those boos had to have been directed at the. Well, I mean, sure, they were directed at the players because they were there.
Yeah.
but they were also directed at management. I mean, they're
Sure,
just
yeah.
booing the situation because the players made the choice to sign the offer sheets.
Yes.
However, management
allowed
effed it
that.
up. Yeah,
If management accepted the offers, like matched them, they would have been Oilers
Yeah.
and they wouldn't have got booed.
Yeah, fair.
Right? And, like that's the
All
thing.
would
The
be well.
situation. So it's
If
so
they
to-
would've
to-
just
like,
played-
boo the management.
But
Yeah, that happens though, dude.
that was the
That
comment,
happens.
and I was just like, jeez,
It was-
guys, man.
yeah.
And they had like Jasmine said, they had a bunch more where I'm like,
Yeah.
this guy's something else. Like,
Exactly. Some of them were a
Yeah.
little like, come on, man. But
yeah.
the boos were so loud in there, and it was really exciting. So I was getting a lot of messages from like my cousins and such that are like Canucks fans. They're not Oilers fans. They're like, you guys shouldn't be booing him. The fans shouldn't be booing him. I'm like, you know what? It's a great Saturday night of hockey.
Yeah.
Let's make it like the theatrical. Let's let's get the crowd pumped. I loved it. Sure, maybe
was
they didn't
good.
deserve it. Holloway scored. Like, come on.
It's part of being a fan.
The drama. It was so
it was
good.
great.
Yeah.
That was a fun. It was a fun game to cover. It was a fun game to watch. I think it was.
It's a great game.
Yeah, overall,
entertaining.
Oilers fans have a lot to be happy about
The
right
Oilers
now.
are
And
ripping it. They're doing
9
so
wins
well.
in 13 games.
Yeah, fans are happy.
7-6-1 at home, turning it around. Yeah.
Well, hindsight's 20/20. But what would the Oilers look like if they didn't have Arvidsson, which they don't really have anyways? Don't have Skinner, who can't even get in the top six when two of the top six are injured.
Yep.
And you had Broberg and Holloway. Do you think
Well-
that with that money, because that money's close to equal?
But the flip side is with the trades they made, they could have those two guys plus Broberg and
Oh,
Holloway.
fair.
They did make the moves to match those offers. They wouldn't have been able to do Montreal's the rest of the season, but they did. They could have had both those guys still, and had those other two, and they chose to walk. And
if you had those two, what else would you have needed to do? Probably nothing.
I never liked the Broberg walking one.
No, I mean he's getting paid too much for this year. But hey,
but that's the thing.
He's on the top pair though, so is he getting paid too much? Look at his numbers.
Yeah,
his numbers
but did
are
we
great. And
know it would be this good? No. Did we assume it could be? Yes. Like,
look at
And that's
they
where-
were ready to
playoffs.
probably take the next step, but the body of work didn't line up to 4.58 mil.
And that's where just for me, I would have kept him and traded him next August. Told
Unless he
him,
played
outright
like
told
this.
him and said, but if he's playing like this, the value would have went up, and you could be like, "Okay, look, dude, we're not giving you up for a second.
Yeah.
We're matching this. We're keeping you here. Play as well as you can, because the better you play, the more teams will be interested, and we will trade you next summer. But we just need better value for you. So you did something. We're matching it. We have every right to do that.
Yeah.
But in the end, it's beneficial for all parties. If you go have a great season this year, we will move on. Unless you rescind your trade offer, we will move on from you next August. And I would have went that way. But
That would I like that. Like, I think that would be super tough to pull off though.
the trade,
Yeah. Just to, because there's a bunch of hurdles in the way for making that a possibility. Not that it can't, but it would be like, okay, you'd have to convince him to want to stick around, and I don't think he really wanted to.
but he'd have to hold out for the year then.
Yeah.
Because he signed the offer sheet.
Yeah.
You match it. He's an Oiler.
He's an Oiler, yeah.
So there's nothing you can do at that point.
Yeah.
So right there, and what was it, a 2-year deal? Or was
Yeah,
it a 1
2
year?
years.
So he's stuck here for 2 years. So there's, unless again he holds out and he gets no money, he's stuck here this year. So then he's here playing this year. Otherwise, again, he chooses to walk away.
Yeah.
The tough part is you have to wait till August to make a trade.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have been able to make a trade at the draft. You wouldn't be able to make a trade at the free agency day. You have to wait till August because it has to be a full year.
Yeah.
But I'm sure you could find some sort of trade, make that trade, and just holding off on it.
Yeah. Now, okay, playing devil's advocate, if that's the scenario you wanted to, or route you wanted to go, you hope that he comes in with a good attitude, blends in well, plays well, and then you can maximize his value in an asset coming back. Or you have a situation like Trouba that we saw last week where they're just like on the cusp of waiving him because they just are done with him, and both sides were so disgruntled. I guess that's an example of where it could go wrong too.
Yeah, but Trouba was happy to stay there.
Yeah, but the Rangers.
But
didn't want him
and
there.
Broberg wasn't happy to stay here.
Yeah.
So in the end, if the Oilers then got tired of Broberg, it would be an easier divorce because it's both sides then want to go and move on. It wouldn't be one party's trying to stay. You got the one party that already wants to leave.
But then I mean, it's subjective, but what kind of asset do you have and what can you get as a return for him?
If he has a great year, a lot.
If he has a great,
Yeah.
That's
but if he's playing like poop.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then that would be the biggest risk, that you sign him and then all of a sudden he didn't play well, and then you don't have much to deal with.
Yeah.
But if he then goes and plays like people saw in the playoffs, if he was going to be that player or something close to that, the value goes up, and it doesn't matter that the guy wants out. You'd have more teams that'd be interested, and you can move on from him because he's happy to move on from it. That's where I would have made that gamble if I was the Oilers, and that's something I was saying in August. I would even from the very first day that those offer sheets were signed, I said I'd keep Broberg and let Holloway go.
I agree with Maddie, but at the same time, I feel like it's time to let it go. They came, they played here, we booed them.
It's not going to happen.
It's just like
That's
crazy.
not
Like,
gonna happen.
what are you gonna do? Go like reverse the past? Like think of the future. I know Trev is still hurt, but it happened. It
He'll
sucks.
be okay. He's playing Fortnite. He's fine.
Yeah.
It hurts the future though, because those are two young assets that they
Yeah.
developed, and now they're
It hurts.
strutting their stuff.
As long as
How
those
long
players
are we gonna
keep
be
playing
hurting
well,
for?
people will.
Yeah.
They'll be forever.
forever.
Yeah.
Unless they start playing poor, people will always bring it up. Griffin Reinhardt still comes up.
And he did not play well.
That
In the
trade still
NHL.
comes up
Yeah.
all the time.
That was
for
a,
sure.
that was a bad trade. It was just straight up a bad trade. We knew it at the time. Yeah.
Whose spot did you sit in? Was it mine? Because I know you had your own name
I
bar.
sat in yours. I actually.
Is it Mike Nadbar
Yeah.
still there?
Yeah, it is.
nice.
It was. Yeah. It's,
Jasmine had her name by there too.
I saw.
I
That's what I was
did-
wondering if they took mine out and put hers in.
I
or
forgot to
something.
grab. I wish I took it with me, but who knows? Maybe in the
next
future
time.
I can go back.
They keep them. You know that.
Do they? Oh,
Yes.
that's nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do they?
Yeah.
They still have our
Most of
TSN
them are-
1260 ones.
They probably do.
I'd like to grab that. I should talk to Pierdo.
No, it's
Pierdo
cool.
might have it, yeah.
Bob Stauffer guys were like right, like 4 or 5 chairs down.
I could call them the Bob Stauffer guys.
Well,
It's
I
the
like to
crew
call
of
them the
Bob
Cam
Stauffer.
Moon guys.
You know what
but
I mean?
whatever.
Yeah, Cam Moon, unreal guy. Very nice.
Yeah.
Very enthusiastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I could have talked about that day forever. Yesterday, by the way, I got a lot of messages like from family, friends, nasties. Thank you very much for your kind words. I am like beyond me. It means a lot. So I tried to respond all day. My phone basically was dying.
Nice.
Because of all the messages that I was getting. And I'm very appreciative. I still am. Big shout out to Reed again. But you know what? Speaking of Reed, I hope you're listening because Josh Allen had
Better than nasty
52
chat.
points, huh?
He's not in the nasty chat.
Okay. Well, should we wait till he's listening?
Usually it jumps in at some point.
He a Bills fan?
You going off? No, I think
Or
she's
no,
going
it's
to
a
go off on her
fantasy.
fantasy thing.
Oh,
Reed
boy.
loves to know about people's fantasy football team. If you have any, here's the one thing I will throw out there.
I think you're being facetious.
I am not, Murray. No, I would never do such a thing. If you have any sort of fantasy gloating or despair from the weekend, the best thing to do is text it between 3 and 6 to 780-218-9999. Reed loves hearing these things.
my God.
Reed wants to comfort
kill you.
or he wants to praise you for such a weekend. So if you have a single despair moment from fantasy this weekend or something to gloat about, Reed Wilkins would love to hear about it. 780-218-9999. 3 to 6 right here in Edmonton Sports Talk. So you might have to text it later, but are you gloating here?
No, I played. Josh Allen had 57. Sorry. I played him. Basically,
Oh,
I
so
could
you
have,
got screwed.
Yeah, I could have my best lineup, healthy, whatnot, and I would have lost no matter what. I got killed. And I had Puka too. Anyways, that's it about fantasy. But Josh Allen is
How much did you lose
beast.
by?
A lot. I lost about 40 points. 40.
Yeah. That's a tough week.
You had Josh Allen, or
No, I
When
played
he
against
played
him.
Josh
And this
Allen.
chick had the audacity to be on vacation. And then this other chick was like, yo, you're missing some people in your lineup. And then I messaged that chick to be like, yo, what are you doing? You're going to screw me over. But I would have been screwed over anyway.
Did she make changes to the lineup?
Yeah, she did.
Oh, she still did.
Because she was in Mexico or something, or Hawaii. I don't know.
I could respect
Sorry.
that.
Are you bitter?
Very bitter.
Okay.
I'm eliminated from playoffs.
Welcome to the club.
I don't like it, though. I've never been eliminated before. Sucks.
Be better.
Sucks to suck.
Get better.
I know.
Pick better players.
Brees Hall is garbage. Don't ever draft him. I'll tell you that.
Don't draft a Jet.
Don't draft him.
Why would you bank your fantasy season on the New York Jets in any way, shape, or form?
Right? Oh, man.
There's mistake number one.
Did you guys watch the Bills game?
I wish, because it sounded like it was a
yeah,
barn
yeah,
burner.
it was-
I was on. My family was watching it. I was at a niece's birthday, and I was playing with the kids in the basement, like toys and stuff. So I wasn't
good
actually
uncle.
watching
Yeah.
the game.
Yeah. During the intermissions, we were watching college football. Both games are unreal. Why? What's
Why?
wrong?
What? I'm just
The
thinking.
Georgia Texas game is good. Texans game is good, and then the
It was Clemson.
Clemson and SMU.
Yeah, that one was really
Great
entertaining.
ending. Alabama gets
Made a
knocked
comeback.
out of the playoffs.
That is perfect.
They deserve to be out of the
I
playoffs. And now
agree.
Alabama's going out there and complaining that they're like, oh, well, we won't build this tough schedule anymore. You know, it hurts you. Their two biggest losses came in conference.
Well,
It wasn't
and
even the
against-
schedule that they built. And honestly, the non-conference game they scheduled was a worse schedule than SMU played. It was like 58th in the nation. SMU played like 50th ranked schedule in the nation of non-conference. So stop your whining, Bama. Deal with it. Get better. Don't lose 3 football games, including 2 football games to teams like Vanderbilt.
And Oklahoma, who's awful this year.
And getting
Yeah.
absolutely destroyed in Norman.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, like, don't cry all you want. Lieutenant Eric, congrats on the Pop-Tarts Bowl berth, Maddie. Yeah, my Miami Hurricanes are in the Pop-Tart Bowl. So
That's huge.
the MVP of the game gets to pick which Pop-Tart they're going to sacrifice and eat. Literally.
Oh my God.
Did you hear about the Pop-Tart Bowl from last year?
Do Pop-Tarts still exist?
Of course.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
They have the Pop-Tart Bowl now. Like,
This
come
is
on,
for,
Murray.
there's a real Pop-Tart bowl.
It was the
Or-
best bowl game I've seen in years for the theatrics around it because there was a Pop-Tart mascot that at the end of the game, he stood on top of a toaster and he went down and he got cooked, if you will, or whatever, toasted. And then a Pop-Tart came out and the players all ate the mascot. It was amazing.
Yeah.
They sacrificed a Pop-Tart in front of our eyes.
Yeah.
Oh
And now
my
this year,
gosh.
there's 3 Pop-Tart mascots at the game, and the MVP gets to pick which one they're going to sacrifice.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
It's,
Murray, how have you not seen this?
It's
I have
quite
not seen
impressive,
this.
actually.
It is for real?
It's absolutely ridiculous.
Like,
Yeah.
I thought you were joking, talking about Pop-Tarts with your playing for Pop-Tarts or something with your
No.
your family
And
yesterday.
it's
See?
a very pleasant mascot, too.
Look how he's got this smile, and then what he
so
says,
cute.
dreams really do come true. As he's got the sign as they lower him into the toaster.
Rest in peace, sweet, sweet
And then-
strawberry Pop-Tart.
Yeah, he's waving with the
Oh.
smile as he goes into
Yeah.
the toaster.
Oh my god.
And
Meant to be.
Oh my god!
And then all of a sudden, it'll happen. I don't know if this will show it. I think it shows it. Out comes the Pop-Tart.
And then the players just dig in.
Yeah, there it is. Big Pop-Tart. And then they eat the Pop mascot.
amazing. That is effing
It
amazing.
honestly became one of the biggest things ever.
Yeah.
Just such a,
my
like, look at that smile on his face. He's so happy to die.
Devoured.
Sacrifice.
Oh, that's actually the first time I ever noticed that. He points down to be like, hey, send me down.
So funny.
Yeah, go.
Dreams
Time
really
to
do
go
come
down.
true.
Throws the sign too.
What a beautiful moment.
It was one of the best moments of Christmas last year.
And this replaced the Cheez-It bowl.
Yes. There's no more Cheez-It bowls.
Yeah. Cheez-Its are great.
Matt, you
They
need
used to
get-
just pour the Cheez-Its
Yeah,
on. They'd
give me
open a
some
box and
Cheez-It.
just be like, ah, it was great.
You must not have had a very good Christmas last year if that was the highlight of your Christmas. My goodness.
No, it was just, that was so amazing.
Santa Claus
It was
wasn't
really
that
well
nice
done.
to you.
It was
really
a
well
fun
done.
term.
I
But now
would say
Miami
it's
Hurricanes are in that. Does anything else have actually from Saturday? The conference championship, they didn't mean much. Most of them didn't. That's what annoyed me.
Well,
Like,
Clemson winning got them into the
and that game
tournament,
was
yeah.
fun. And then we didn't know if SMU was going to make it or not. So there was that intrigue with that.
Yeah.
But we knew, okay, Georgia wins and beats Texas. Okay, but they're both in the playoffs. I already knew that. And that's conference championship weekend used to be like, okay, in that game, winner's going to the national championship possibly.
Right.
The other team's missing the playoffs entirely
Right.
type thing, or things like that.
But
And
did
that
that-
I missed when the regular season mattered.
Did that get Texas the bye?
Georgia gets
Or
the bye.
Georgia got
Yeah.
got Georgia
So
the
they got
bye
a bye out
and
of it.
Texas. So that's something.
No, there is like a thing to it, but I miss when if you lost this game late in the season,
You were just out.
it might meant that you're going to the Pop-Tart Bowl and not to the playoffs type thing, you know?
Right.
And that I have to now readjust as a college football fan to understand that the regular season isn't going to be as important as it used to be.
Well, you got to win what you got to win, though.
Back in the day with the BCS system, and they just took the 2 teams and took them into the national championship, you had to basically go undefeated. And that's what made the regular season, so that when that Bama would beat Georgia, it would have been like, oh my God, Georgia's now not going to win the national title this year. Like those type of moments.
Yeah.
And now I got to readjust and recalibrate and be like, okay, when those big upsets happen during the year, going, okay, it's a bump in the road.
Yeah.
This team could still lose one more game and be in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So I got to adjust. But college football, now's the fun. We get Army and Navy on Saturday. It's
go.
America's game. I think is that what I don't know. I forgot what they called it. I think it's America's game. Army Navy.
Really?
You going to watch?
Only game of the weekend. Oh, I always do. Nice, low scoring, defensive, awful football.
And you enjoy every second of it.
I'll enjoy as much of it as I can.
Wow.
Saturday, one more thing on Saturday. We did go to Honey finally. I met Belzy and Belzy's bud.
Zach.
That
All
guy's
over me.
hilarious. And yeah, Tommy, even had to step in there. And Belzy tried to basically poison me. He ordered something called the Scorpion,
Yeah.
and I had to basically drink it on my own because my
Yeah, your friends didn't help you at all.
No, because they were at the game, so they were drinking at the game. They didn't want to drink anymore. And then, yeah. So if you guys ever go there, look at the Scorpion and don't ever order it.
So what's this place called? I've never heard of it.
Honey.
Honey.
It's awesome.
What
It's
is
a little
it?
tiki bar.
It's a
The
vibe.
Scorpion Bowl.
It was,
Did do you see it?
There was like 5 straws in there.
Yeah,
No, there was like 12 straws in there.
It's not just like I'm just on the menu. Like you got all these drinks, whatever, and it's not just Scorpion. Scorpion Bowl.
Well, what's
Here's the
in it?
ingredients: lots of rum. That's what. Lots of gin, cognac, or Giat. Never heard of that. Demerara. Don't know what that is. Lime and orgeat again. But the two main ingredients, it just outright says lots of rum and lots of gin.
How many ounces? 10 or 12?
Doesn't say.
Did you finish it?
Yes.
Wow.
Oh my
Oh my!
You did
How
a
was your
bowl.
morning?
Did you have a
yesterday?
half or a full bowl?
They had the full bowl.
It was very expensive. I
Yeah.
got the bill. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah.
How was Sunday for you?
Oh, I was tired.
I wonder why.
Belzy had to help me at the end. I was like,
He was having a good one.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
he
like,
was
we
having-
are not wasting this.
Yeah.
So he did help me at the end.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
What a swell chap, hey?
Yeah. He's the one who ordered it. I'm
Yeah.
like, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah, I had no idea what was coming. I
Yeah.
had no idea.
Yeah.
Did it taste good?
Yeah, it tasted fine.
The drinks there are great. Like they are delicious, but if you have too many, you'll feel it the next day. I only had 2. I had to get out of there.
Duck
if it
Dad
was
says
two like
hashtag
that,
liver for
Not
Jasmine.
like that.
Yeah.
Was that?
Duck Dad says hashtag liver for Jasmine.
I was okay the next day. I'm a beast, but you know, I was tired.
Except when Montreal gets you.
Montreal.
That got you.
Scare me.
Oh
Does
yeah.
that just taste
remember
like
that.
booze though? If it's just
No, it tasted like juice.
Wow.
It was a little
They had
sweet.
limes like floating at the top.
And it had like a candle or something in the middle.
yeah,
You didn't take pictures?
I took a
very
picture.
decorative.
So I want to see what this thing looks like.
It comes in a really fancy bowl.
Yeah,
Also, shout out Lieutenant Eric. Great point. Curtis Rourke in Indiana taking on Notre Dame, the biggest football game in the state's history as well.
Curtis Rourke, man.
Going to the playoffs.
Could he be an NFL pick?
I think he will be.
Yeah,
didn't.
He's in
Bigger?
Heisman.
You
It was
didn't
on my
take
Instagram only.
Oh,
He was taller. He's bigger than
Nathan.
taking Indiana to the playoffs. Somebody's going to take. If he's not like a 6th, 7th round pick at the latest, I think he'd be an undrafted.
He's a
signing.
Heisman candidate, right?
He was at points this season, like a top 10 on watches.
Okay,
and stuff.
okay. But
so why do you think he wouldn't get drafted then?
You just never know. Canadian.
and the stigma.
With stigma of being Canadian?
That's
To be
right.
a little bit to get that. And this,
I saw your look. I'm like, yeah, that one's for you.
I like that.
A little
And the
inside
stigma of
joke.
Canadian quarterback.
That's right.
Did you say your thing was on Instagram? Mm-hmm. Doesn't it archive things on Instagram?
Yeah, but then I don't want to open up my Instagram.
I have beef
What
with
do you have on
Instagram.
there?
what? I don't have anything bad.
You have beef with Instagram?
They suspended my account this weekend.
What happened?
Because you're hawking Bitcoin to everyone.
Well, that was a while ago. That was
I know.
that was this. I got hacked. All of that
Yes,
fraudulent,
yes.
whatever. This weekend, I just went to go quickly open it, and all of a sudden it says your account's been suspended. You got to like submit some sort of selfie, like, or you could appeal it, and you have to submit some sort of selfie. So I was like, okay, I guess I'll submit this selfie. Like it takes a video view. You have to turn your head,
Yeah.
send it in. I have violated the community guidelines or something like that. I don't post.
What did you
I
do?
single post. Nothing. I don't post or put anything on my stories at all.
Maybe it was ramifications for when you got
It
hacked.
has to be.
Yeah.
Because then I did this appeal, and they're like, careful with appeal, because if it's denied, your account's going to be permanently disabled. So I
no.
did this thing, and like a couple, like 40 minutes later, I get an email saying my account's permanently disabled.
No.
I failed this thing. I'm like, what? I didn't do anything. Like
no.
legitimately, I didn't do anything. So thankfully, I still have my Meta verification that I've paid for to get all my account back. So I'd have gone on chat. I'm like, look, I didn't do anything. Like literally, I could say I didn't do anything because I don't post. Like outright, I do not post. I couldn't have violated anything here. Like if it was Twitter, I could be like, yeah, in the past I've said some things. Like I could see why.
Yeah.
This one, no, zero chance. So I got on a chat. She's like, we'll send it to the team. And then like later yesterday, I got an email being like, we apologize. We screwed up. And I was like, yes,
certainly
you
did.
did. And my account was back. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm on 2 strikes with Instagram.
Man.
One more, I'm deleting it.
That's
They're just going to lose
annoying.
me. I'm just
Yeah.
Okay, and
What a
actually,
waste of time.
Here's the other
Yeah.
thing too. I discovered this loop that they've created, which I don't know if they do it on purpose to piss people off more, or if they just never understood this. But so you go on, you log in, and it says your account's permanently disabled. You can't do anything, but you could download your data just to have it.
Okay.
If you click download your data, and then you click it, they're like, okay, we'll send you an email in a bit once it's ready to download your data. So I click it. 30 minutes later, an email comes. You can download your data. I go click the link to go Takes me to Instagram. I have to sign in. I sign in. It goes, your account's permanently disabled. You could download your data though. So you click it and it does. And there's no way to get it because you have to log into it. But they're telling you to get it, and it's. So I'm mad at Instagram, Meta, Facebook, all of them. One more strike and I'm just deleting it. It's gone. It's deleted forever. Screw 'em.
more Matthew
I don't have any
Iwanyk.
more time of this.
Did he even exist on there?
It doesn't even post.
I know, and I got suspended. Maybe because I'm not posting. Maybe they're mad that I'm a user that's not using it.
Maybe.
You can become an influencer. You could do OOTDs.
That would be interesting.
OOTD.
Outfit of the day. Like,
Could you imagine?
Oh God.
Maddie doing
Today I got my EST golf polo from Travis Matthews
Link
with
in
my
bio.
with
Link in
my
bio.
black jeans on, and I got my Stan Smiths on from Adidas. I do got to clean them, and then I got my Hive product marketing socks on to complete my look.
Yeah.
Just because I really think that this screams for the weather that we have outside today.
Yeah.
Link in the bio for all of this that
Yeah.
you can go get. Check me out tomorrow for the next outfit of the day.
Yeah, that's
Love
how it
ya.
Does it
the-
so well.
Yeah, you
The
could
worst
do
is
it
it-
professional right there.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, the
What?
worst is when they start. Hey guys, just having a tired morning, but I still had my 2 eggs, a glass of milk. Finally had my coffee. I had to brush my teeth today.
Yeah, it's like, show me where I asked. Yeah.
And
Oh, I
then-
love
or
that.
the-
That
Yeah,
guess.
I've seen because I have friends on there that they do that and they actually are very successful, and and they're not as obnoxious as some, but like if I'll like their posts, it'll lead me to like other ones in my suggested accounts.
The algorithm gets
And I'll
messed up.
watch them, and it's just like, what am I looking at? Like, why am I watching?
How does this come
Like,
up on my
what the
feed?
hell
I
is
mean, it's
this?
full of like.
And then but the voiceover is the worst because you're like, oh, this is so stupid.
Now I feel like I want to do that.
And they have like these
But
mics
mock it all the
now.
time.
Yeah, and they put the mics
They're
like right
really
there.
like
They're
that.
like,
So you can like hear it.
I'm really tired this
Yeah.
morning,
Yeah.
and I woke up. But you want to know something? Today's a good day to wake up early because I'm going golfing at the ranch. And even though I'm tired, it's
I'd
absolutely
watch
beautiful
that.
at the ranch. And I'm going to head out there and I'm going to swing some clubs. But first thing, I'm here at the driving range and I got my clubs and I'm swinging it. Look at this beautiful day here. And oh, there's a bird over here. And look how cute this little bird is. Oh, sorry.
Yep.
Now we're going to head to the
good.
first hole and we're
Yeah.
going to go swing these clubs. I'll let you know how the round went after. Peace. Love y'all.
Yes.
exactly.
That's
I'm going to
real.
start doing that.
10,000
good.
likes and freaking $500,000.
But I like
contract.
this starting with the. So yeah, today not exactly going great. Woke up a little late. The alarm went off, and I clicked snooze multiple times. But now today's going good because I had my avocado on my
Yep.
toast, and it's been a delicious way to start the morning. And look at the sun outside. The sun's shining through in the windows, and look how cool this all is. And
Yep.
we're gonna get in my car, and we're gonna head off to the EST today because we got the hangout, and we're gonna have a good time because Jasmine and Murray and Tommy are with me today,
Yep.
and it's just gonna be a really good one. And then Tre Ford signed, so we're gonna hear that press conference. But I got to get going because I'm still running behind because I hit snooze multiple times. But I will see you guys all later. Love ya.
And then at the very end, if you like my
Nailed it.
outfit, link in the bio.
Yeah. Look at the bio.
Damn, I forgot that one.
I got you.
Maddie, that's unreal.
I'm starting to think you actually do this
Yeah, I feel
though,
like
because
you
I mean
should.
you're
No,
so
it's
good at it.
It's because it's that easy.
Yeah.
You just have to say nonsense, and it's like Tommy and I were doing it last week with like the people that go to the restaurants, like Honey Honey. Well, you got to check out Honey Honey. We checked out this place. It's absolutely
cute.
You never would have noticed it was here, but here it is next to Smoke Bars.
This is the door you go in.
And then look at this menu, and then I got this one drink, and I got the Scorpion Bowl, and man, it was massive. And I got all these straws, and I got all my friends to drink with me, but my friends didn't want to drink with me, so I had to get Belzy at the end to drink with me. But then we had these appies here, and link in the bio. Love ya.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Oh, yeah.
That's
Link in the bio
unreal.
for a 15% discount next time you're at Honey Honey.
So I don't see. Is that just an Instagram thing? Because I don't
TikTok.
go on
TikTok,
TikTok.
too.
I go on
Yeah,
TikTok all the time, and I see the people that are get ready with me. Well, I'm getting ready for my third date with this guy. And
Oh, yeah.
I'm
You've already got the
excited
boys.
for the date.
Yeah, that's exactly how you-
The first 2 dates went so well,
Yeah.
and it's like, who cares?
Oh, hundreds of thousands of people because I as I've learned from my friends who do this, they're like they make a ton of money off of it, and it's the ones that are like very successful. They have like hundreds of thousands of followers. I'm like, who's following you? Why?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, why do they care what you are wearing?
Yeah.
Oh, but like some have like a backstory, like a divorcee, single mom, or something like that, or just like a rocket, like super attractive young
sure.
woman, and the people just flock to it, and
Yeah.
and then they all use the same tone and cadence that Matthew just went over.
You were nailing him right
Wow. I was listening to you rant on for 10 minutes, so I can
that's
I can
exactly
mimic
what
that.
it
Yeah.
because it's that easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's always, hey guys, or hey y'all. And you're like, oh, this is so painful.
The worst is when they're just like, I hope you're having a good day. It's like, no, you don't. You're just saying
Don't
that because
care.
you care. You care about yourself.
So insincere.
Yeah. And it's really, you know what okay, one thing I wasn't going to say anything, but it's just like some of them though, it's like, I'm a mom. I had to wake up really early. I had to take my kids I had to make them breakfast. I had to take them to school. And I had to pick them up. And then I had to go to work. And then I had to clean the house. And it's like, bro, don't we all do that? Like, then I have to make dinner all my life. I'm like, isn't that just living?
Kinda, yeah.
Okay. Like,
Sort of part of the deal when you decide to have
tough
kids.
life, bud. Yeah.
Yeah.
You had to make dinner. Oh, you poor,
Yeah.
You
poor
take your kids to
person.
hockey. Oh.
The best is
took
when
his
guys
hockey.
do the mocking of the influencers and they do like a guy version. I just find it hilarious. Dave Pagnotta sends a lot of those, which is actually very
Sorry.
funny. There's a really good Italian guy, Nick. Oh, what the hell is his last name? He does like the neighbor, or he does the overbearing football coach. He does a baseball coach. He does the New York City pizza guy. He does grandpa a couple of no-nos. He does a podcast where two no-nos do it. They're like doing podcasts, and he has this great Italian accent. Oh, he's funny. I gotta look him up.
I've considered doing the whole like outfit of the day kind of thing. Like I have like a nice mirror and all that. I'm like, should I do it? But then I'm like, I don't want to be annoying. I just don't. I'm already enough
Just,
in the hangout, right?
I think don't know. I think you could do it with like Insta post.
What do you mean?
Just a post on Insta, like not a video.
Not a video, right? Yeah.
The video is where it gets annoying because again,
Yeah.
it's like so. Here's the outfit of the day for today.
It's like get to the point where it was
well,
from.
it's in.
Yeah.
You could also put the links of where it is and
Yeah.
stuff, and it's quick, shorter, simpler. The TikTok, TikTok, I hate it, and I'm actually very good at when I go on it and when I go off of it.
It's addicting, though.
It can be, yeah.
Do you go on
Years ago,
TikTok?
I know.
Yeah, I love TikTok.
I don't.
But then there's,
hate
like-
Instagram, but I love TikTok.
Nick Cass. That's his
That's the one.
Thank you, Rick.
Like, but then there are some things that like I will get locked in. Sometimes on like restocking videos when people restock their fridge or something.
Yeah.
I could get.
It's
I could watch a couple
satisfying.
of those. It's very satisfying
Yeah.
when they do. And there's actually
It's like
one
your
guy.
carpet one,
There's this one English
right?
guy that mocks them too. Like he wants them to fill it right to the brim and
Yeah,
stuff.
I
And
know
when they're
that guy.
short, they're short, he's like, "What are you doing? Like you left all this space. Fill it to the brim and
Yeah.
stuff." It's fun. I don't know. It's relaxing.
Yeah.
And then there's Outdoor Boys. This one guy,
Yeah.
he's like a nerd-looking guy who's like one of the best survivalists. He goes out in Alaska and he builds like these elaborate tents and stuff,
That's
and like,
kinda neat.
and he cooks. Like he cooks. Like one time he did surf and turf while he was camping in the middle of Alaskan wilderness. And, oh, he's so like it always pops up. It seems at night too. It's like I'm getting closer to go to bed, and it's like it's such a wonderful way to end the night watching. I don't even know his name. It's just the YouTube videos are Outdoor Boys. Watching Outdoor Boys go camping. Sets a fire up.
There are
Learning how to build shelters. He dug like a cave, like his own igloo type thing.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, you put the door here. You don't do it here because you want the wind to not come directly into where you're going. It's fascinating.
There are some actual very creative, very smart, very entertaining ones out there, but you got to weed through a lot of the BS. Like on YouTube, I like Bob Does Sports.
heard
And
of him,
yeah, like if he showed up at the ranch and did an episode, I would be over the moon about it because it'd be hilarious. Like there's one, him and his buddy Joey Coldcuts, who I think is Canadian actually.
Isn't that the guy that eats the hot dogs real fast? Oh, it's Joey Chestnut.
Joey Chestnut, but Joey
yeah.
Coldcuts.
Joey Coldcuts.
Yeah, there's one where he's like, I tricked Joey into going to one of the worst rated golf courses in America, but he promised to take him to like a PGA. That's how he tricked him. He promised to bring him to like a PGA course, and ended up being at the worst rated golf course in
That's a great
America. Yeah, and then he'll do like the beer mountain or whatever, like where they have to do a beer every hole, see who lasts, a shot every hole, and you watch them play. And they're decent golfers, but they're hackers like most of us. Not you, Murray, obviously, but it is really well done, and he's a character, that's for sure. I enjoy him. And then there's one you talk about the survivalist. Then there's this other guy, this Australian guy that just goes and he like goes like deep sea fishing and like spear, and he has his like hot Spanish girlfriend on the boat, and they have great shots with the drone that follows the boat, and he brings his dog with him, and the dog likes the fish too. It's like some of it's actually really fascinating, really cool, and you learn a little bit about wildlife, because he has like a little grill. He's like, okay, I'm going to use this portable grill that takes its energy from solar panels or whatever. And
Marcus Hawkett? Is that it?
It might be. I can't remember his name, but and you just see like he has underwater. He takes it. There was one, I think he had like a whale swimming around him, and he has like a clear little boat that you can, and when especially with the drone following him, you can see what's around him. It's pretty cool.
Just the VR in the nasty chat. Hey fam, VR here. Not feeling particularly nasty today. Hopefully I can pull it together by Lock Shop. Gonna go wire up a panel. It gets wires and switches and stuff. Real demur. Okay, love y'all. Kisses.
Demure. That's the worst.
That's the word.
That's the word they're all using now. And then like for guys,
Well, our
for a
VR.
while it was bespoke. This suit is very classy, very bespoke. It's like, shut up.
So
Is it nice or is it not nice?
how do people make money doing that though?
They sell product, and if they grow their audience, they'll drop product in those videos. Be like for example, I'm using my new iron that from this company, link in bio.
So the company will
Send it to them.
send it to them
Yeah.
because they have so many followers,
Yep.
and they'll do a video using it, and then they get a percentage of
Yep.
the sales that come from people.
And the way the company can track it is how many people come from that account
yeah.
or use the
Promo
promo code.
Promo
and
code
it's-
Tommy G.
Yeah, well, like at Hello Hockey, we have promo codes for like a backscape before. Now we have it for like Nexar equipment, but they're doing it influencer style, and then like Trev will tell you about the SEO, search engine optimization. These people have it figured out, and yeah, you watch these videos, you're like, this is stupid, but there's like product placement and links in the bio, 10% off, whatever. That's how they generate their money. Is
Yes, you just
sales.
got to be mindful when you see them, because
Yeah.
they could be like, for example, showing you an outfit or something, right? And
Yeah.
because I like to see, like, I follow a lot of accounts that have a lot of fashion accounts, and I'm so mindful. I spoke about this before, where I clicked the Amazon link or whatever it is. I'm like, but this isn't even nice.
Yeah,
Like, this doesn't even look good on this person. Like, why are they? Because they're getting paid.
exactly.
So you just have to be mindful. Don't just,
Yeah.
don't be a sheep.
What's the one female influencers do? It's like something haul, where like one store will.
Yeah, like
Give them
H&M will like send you a big box and
Yeah.
you like try on all their clothes. Yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Anyway, I've seen too many of them.
ChatGPT can write in TikTok style. I did double check that. So
Really?
if you're ever looking
Hey
for
fam.
they didn't go full hey fam. So you just have to add some of those things in the ending. But like, even I just said like, hey, let's say I'm going to EST today, a little tired. Doing the hangout with Murray, Jasmine, and Tommy, then Tre Ford press conference. And it went with, all right, late start today, but we're making it happen. Heading to Edmonton Sports Talk, doing the hangout with Murray, Jasmine, and Tommy, then off to the Tre Ford press conference. Running on vibes, but it's going to be a good one. Let's go.
Oh my God, so
getting
good.
nightmares.
So you can full ChatGPT script this.
Yeah.
I might do this for a while here on EST, just a little bit.
I heard Chat GPT. I've listened to his podcast, talked about it before, called Coaches Don't Play. When they were taking profiles and putting like your Instagram profile in Chat GPT, and it'll burn like that profile.
Like
You
make
burn
fun of it?
Yeah, and it's like really well done apparently.
Interesting.
Yeah, I want to try it one day, like with us. I think it'd be hilarious, but I don't know how to do it.
ChatGPT is crazy though, because it even remembers things that you've asked about, and so like it's
Really?
learning about you as you ask it questions, and it tracks all that. Like I'll be putting something in ChatGPT asking about like a certain workout or a certain lift or whatever, and it'll say, well, because you're recovering from PRP injections in your shoulder, I really suggest you should try this one instead of that one because of this and that and the other thing. Like it's
Really?
crazy.
medical
I never
advice?
used it, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I try not, like I don't, because
Yeah.
I'm scared of getting addicted to it.
Right.
And like using that as my brain. I don't want to do that.
Yeah, I don't use it.
I'll just use this little peanut brain over here.
Yeah, so the monkey up here is turning the wheel right now.
When I was at a conference in Calgary a couple of weeks back, I was at an advanced AI session.
Yeah.
And so the guy, I brought it up so you guys can check it out if you want. It's called, he said, between ChatGPT and this other app called Perplexity, so you don't need Google anymore. He said Google's awful because
Really?
you get so many ads and people pay to get on the top, so you're not necessarily getting the best or the right information. So he said it's called Perplexity, and Perplexity has the most current and up-to-date information, far more current and up-to-date than Google does, and more current and up-to-date than ChatGPT. So I have it up on my computer at work all the time now, Perplexity, and like I once in a while will use Google depending on what it is, but between ChatGPT and Perplexity, like I'm almost not using Google anymore at all.
Wow.
Because Perplexity is, I mean, it's outstanding. It even goes into chats. Like if you're looking for information on what people are saying about a certain hockey player or your own business or whatever, it searches information on chat sites and whatnot to get information, so you can find out what people are saying about this rumor or what they're saying about your business or whatever. It's crazy.
I feel like Google is, if you're looking for sites, if you're looking for links, if you're doing some sort of shopping and you want to see different websites and stuff. ChatGPT I find is more like, okay, if I have a deeper question I want to ask, instead of going to multiple websites and reading it, they'll kind of compile it almost
and then you
in one or
just keep
something.
doing follow-up questions, because it's not like it's, once you ask one question, it's not like you're starting all over again like you are at Google with the next question. You can just keep doing follow-ups, and it's like you're having a conversation with a person,
or it
who's
can answer
very knowledgeable.
It can answer a question, like if you had like a full equation, like the thing, because Reed's in the nasty chat, I do got to get into his comment. But I got Reed into ChatGPT just strictly because I didn't feel like doing any math. I didn't feel like doing anything. And Jay was doing his square board for Grey Cup, and he wanted to figure out the pricing and break it down. He wanted to increment per quarter. And I just typed that in and got it done. And it was just very quick and simple. Reed says ChatGPT thinks Matt is a heavyweight boxer. It does. Reed has asked it many.
I'm going to try to do you.
Well,
See if it works.
I tried doing that with yours. Yours is blocked.
You're trying to roast me, and I was trying to roast you.
Then I switched it to Tommy, and it said it couldn't do it.
How come mine's blocked? Because it's private?
Yeah, it can't access your
But
account.
don't you follow me?
Yeah, but I can't. I don't know how to like. Oh, you just screen capped it or something.
I'm going to try to. Yeah, I thought you.
Oh, okay. I thought I just took like the URL of it.
Oh,
I see. You have to screen cap it.
Yeah.
No, Reed has asked, I've gotten Reed into ChatGPT only by that one question. Reed has really kind of take this on his own. And Reed has built ChatGPT many fight schedules that involve me. I did go on a Boxing World Tour over 2 years. It was like once a month at a fight or something like that. I took on Muhammad Ali, I think in Edmonton at Commonwealth. And then I went to take on Joe Fraser. I took on George Foreman. And then there were some other fights that Reed has scheduled me in that ChatGPT legitimately now, like, we're like through Reed's chats, believes I am a professional heavyweight boxer.
Tommy.
Well, I can't get into all of it on here, but I got to see if I can. I could show you guys. Yeah, there was he got me into bare knuckle boxing. See, you're in this, but you're athletic and competitive. But I am a professional heavyweight boxer. Like ChatGPT thinks I'm a professional heavyweight boxer.
Oh my God!
So, and I won this battle. That's all I'll say on that one.
Oh.
So, thank you, Reed, for teaching ChatGPT that I'm a heavyweight boxer. I need it because I also got mad at ChatGPT a few weeks ago and I started yelling at it. And I would think it'd want to kill me. But if it thinks I'm a professional heavyweight boxer, maybe they don't want to kill me anymore.
There's so many elements of this that are ridiculous. The fact that it thinks that about you. You did a world tour. And these are the things that Reed thinks about.
Oh my gosh!
Oh, there was a day last week where he was all in on me. Like he came to me with like, I did a video game tour. I don't know why it's always with me too. I went around the world playing video games in various city like events. I did a basketball tournament against media in the city of Edmonton. What else did I play? There was all sorts.
Reed sent us an email of a letter he did with ChatGPT. Can I read this?
Yeah, who did he send it to? 'Cause I don't think I got it.
He sent it to me, Jay Hernan. Subject: concerns regarding workplace behavior of Matthew.
Oh my God.
I am writing to formally raise concerns about the behavior of my colleague Matthew, which has been affecting the work environment and team dynamics. While I value the expertise and dedication that Matthew brings to his role, certain aspects of his conduct have been challenging to navigate and have impacted team morale. Specifically, point number 1, persnickety nature. Matthew often displays an overly meticulous approach to tasks, frequently nitpicking minor details. While attention to detail is important, this behavior has led to unnecessary delays and frustrations during collaborative projects. 2, condescending attitude. On numerous occasions, Matthew has spoken to colleagues, myself included, in a tone that comes across as dismissive or patronizing. This has created a sense of discomfort and has made it difficult for team members to engage openly during discussions. Point 3, know-it-all behavior. Matthew has a tendency to dominate conversations with unsolicited advice or corrections, even in areas outside of his expertise. This behavior often discourages others from sharing their ideas or perspectives, stifling creativity and collaboration. I have made efforts to address these issues directly with Matthew by expressing my concerns in a respectful and constructive manner. Unfortunately, the behavior has persisted, and I believe it is necessary to seek your guidance and intervention to resolve this matter. I kindly request a meeting to discuss this further issue and exploring potential solutions. My goal is not to create discord, but to foster a more positive and collaborative work environment for everyone involved. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Please let me know a convenient time for us to discuss this further. Sincerely, your name, position. And that was Reed that got ChatGPT to do this letter.
In my defense, this was after I yelled at ChatGPT, so I think ChatGPT had it out for me. Duck Tad, wow, that's a complete teardown. And Big Uke, Maddie, hostile workplace Iwanyk.
I got a good one too, guys. I got a text from a nasty buddy of mine, Jeff Lorenz. He texted, curious what Perplexity thinks about the Oilers' chances of winning a Stanley Cup with Skinner. And then he said, I asked for a picture of Skinner and got a gaping 5-hole. But I asked, that's a burn. But
Jeff Lorenz.
I will.
Any relation to like lacrosse or something?
No, he played hockey when he was younger. Realtor. So you want to buy a house, buy it from him. Anyways, here's what Perplexity says. I plugged it in. The Oilers have a strong chance of winning the Stanley Cup with Stuart Skinner in net. They are currently favorites with odds around plus 800 to plus 850, translating to an 11.1% implied probability. Skinner's consistent goaltending has been a key factor in their success.
Wow.
Complementing the offensive prowess of Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. While they face competition from teams like Florida Panthers and Dallas Stars, their status as favorites suggests high expectations for a deep playoff run. All right, so all you nasties that are bashing Skinner, Perplexity says you got a strong chance of winning Stanley Cup with his consistent goaltending. So there.
I just looked. Oilers are still their favorite on CoolBet, plus 750.
Yep.
Thought they would have been a little bit lower, but yeah, they're stopped. Did you were able to burn me?
Yeah, I got you and Tommy in here.
Okay,
I wonder if you guys will, let's see. Do you guys want to read it?
Go for it.
Okay, let's do Maddie's first. And I don't want, I don't know. Okay, I don't want to do me. I'm scared. Okay.
What'd you do this on?
ChatGPT.
And what, you just posted the profile?
Okay, so it doesn't use the link because I used Tommy's as a assistant.
So you did a screen cap?
So I did it, yeah. But yours only has one.
I don't have a lot of pictures.
Yeah, so but his does, so I did 2 rather than the whole thing. Who has time for this?
But what'd you ask it to do?
I said roast this Instagram profile.
Okay, roast. Okay.
Okay.
All right, so Maddie's is, and I don't want to do yours because you're so lovely.
Oh, thank you.
We're not lovely.
Evidently.
Actually, before you do that,
savages, yeah.
portions of this hour of the EST Hangout, they're brought to you by the High Product Marketing, official merch partner of Edmonton Sports Stock, promotional products that bring the buzz. Check them out, thehighproductmarketing.com. I got my Hive socks on right now.
Really nice.
The store's orders, everything shipped on or before December 15th. I was talking to Chelsea this weekend. I think for store stuff, they're supposed to get everything by the 12th, so everything will be able to be shipped before the 15th. Nice. As for the Nasty Club stuff, I am still waiting on the one package, so emails are coming today. Just a heads up for all of our Nasty Club members up at highproductmarketing.com. This is the EST Hangout. We got Jasmine, Murray, Matt, and Tom with you here on Edmonton Sports Talk on TuneIn, iHeart, YouTube. EdmontonSportsTalk.com is wherever you get your podcast. The EST Hangout. It is also presented by Sentinel Storage. Jasmine?
All right. By the way, Reed, we should talk about fantasy now that you're listening. Just Just kidding. Okay, it goes. So Maddie's profile. All right, let's break this down. 5 posts. This profile is giving minimal effort with the side of I'm too busy to curate, but not too busy to flex. 526 followers, a modest following, probably just friends, family, and that one guy who accidentally hit follow while stalking. Profile picture. Looks like a party shot. So clearly you peaked during this one night out. Post. Random scenic views, a Bernie Sanders cutout, and a logo. What is this? A political nature influencer crossover with a podcast ad? Decide on a niche, Matthew. Honestly, the vibe is I'm here because I have to be, not because I want to. Put some energy into it.
Sassy.
The last part nailed it.
Yeah.
So that was Maddie's. I feel like I can be more savage. There has to be a way. I should write savage, like go. Oh,
Well,
actually,
I asked it to burn yours.
It says, let me know if you want more heat.
Oh, because I asked it to burn you, and it says it wouldn't do it because it's too harmful. So I guess you got to roast.
Oh, now I'm going to do it to myself and see what it says.
Tommy now?
I'm doing Tommy right now.
Oh, you haven't done it. I thought you didn't. You could ask it for more than on me.
Okay, so gave me Tommy's was actually pretty good, but I said more heat, so I'm making it redo it.
Taco texts in right now. Says, Tommy, you're the oldest young guy in the world. It's 2024, man. Get with the lingo and tech. And I just replied with, I refuse.
What did you do wrong?
Nothing.
I don't know what you did.
Taco's all over me.
What did he not get on with the lingo?
I don't know.
He got it last week. You and Jasmine got, I can't remember which word it was. Mid.
Mid.
Sus.
ChatGPT was mid with that burn.
Hey-o.
Okay. I feel like I should just do the normal one, not the super heat one now.
Wow, super heat one's like carving us bad? I don't care.
Who's super heat?
For me?
Yeah.
Or for me?
Do it.
For Tommy, I should have done it for you.
Do
Matt
it.
now has 527 followers on Instagram.
Nice.
Even though I don't go on Instagram.
I just go on my DMs for my certain chats.
Slide into
I feel like
things.
can I screenshot this to you to read?
Where you want to like see if it'll hurt my feelings?
Yeah, I don't want to be the one.
Oh my. He's sure screenshot and send it.
Okay, I can read it. It's kind of long. I just don't know which. Let's do. Okay, I'll do the one that's non-heat because it's shorter. Okay. All right. Let's roast this Instagram profile. Bio classic. I'm a big deal in niche sports media energy. Microphones, hockey sticks, and a website link, basically screaming, "I'm important. Please notice me." Highlights: a mix of a dog because everyone needs an emotional crutch. Random home renovations, aka look, I own a house, and what's probably a shout out to your backyard. Truly groundbreaking content. Photos. Half hockey talk, half I'm totally a fun and relatable guy. Bonus points for holding a dog like a prop because nothing gets more likes than an animal cameo. And then it sums it up with, you've got it all. Staged media shots, bro group photos, and just enough casual I'm on the ice vibes to remind us you're a hockey guy. Relax, Tom. Your next gig isn't going to be decided by your Instagram hustle.
Where are the renovations coming from?
That's what I mean.
And I love my dogs. I love dogs. Good try, ChatGPT.
And you don't have a backyard.
Tom
No, I
Gazzola
don't.
renovations.
Yeah, like where would the home renos come from?
I don't know. Maybe it's recognizing a photo.
How
maybe.
many pictures did you send?
I just sent 2 screenshots.
Oh.
Yeah, but like, what's the last picture? Like the lowest, if I had to go.
This one. So I bet you if I did all of them, it probably would have been
So it
even
went down
more
here.
accurate.
So maybe because of this wood desk,
I don't know.
or maybe because there's like all these wires.
This
here.
greenery,
This
I
is
feel like,
considered-
and these 2 photos.
Yeah, I don't know where the
maybe.
home reno. Oh no, this is the home reno. It's your Bozone, I think, because it just sees you with the wood background.
Yeah,
and stuff.
yeah,
I bet
yeah.
that's the home renos.
Okay.
Or works. Oh no, that's regular work stuff.
What about Reno Vision?
Oh yeah, that could be it.
Yeah. So there we go.
But
Anyway,
then
that
there's
was funny.
Yeah, I didn't want to just keep reading, but then if you go more savage, I can send it
Did
to
you
you.
send? Yeah, send me
I'll
the
send it to
savage.
you.
I want to laugh. Yeah. Good.
Yeah, we're just having fun with ChatGPT for anyone there.
Yeah.
That's asking.
Are you sure you don't want to be roasted?
Big man.
I don't even go on.
I took the show off mute because I was dragged into some meetings and all I hear is Matt Iwanyk getting insulted. What is going on? ChatGPT, we're having fun with ChatGPT. Also, the Ottawa Senators owner Michael Andlauer has accused the New York Rangers of soft tampering with Captain Brady Tkachuk in comments to Pierre LeBrun. Just throwing that out there. So
interesting.
getting a little bit of beef there. Yeah, see, that's all fun.
Bronco Nick sent in an interesting text about, we're talking about stadiums earlier in the show. Bronco Nick says, Tommy, here's a tidbit regarding your love of stadium/arena designs. The Denver Stadium has a built-in feature where the stadium shakes when the fans stand and stomp to make noise. It is paying homage to the old stadium. That's at Mile High, right? Interesting.
We got Cowboys-Bengals tonight.
Yes. Minus 5.5.
Well, I'm not even going to go into that. That's not even the important part of this game.
sorry.
No, I'm just saying. I
always
don't
do this.
think you're. No, it's.
Okay.
Oh no, now I'm jumping into this. Road Warriors, Aki Steel Heavy Haul Trailers, custom manufacturing heavy haul trailers for mining, oil and gas equipment, highway transportation, quality, innovation, integrity, trusted by leaders in the heavy transport industry. Get on the road with peace of mind for your large loads. AkiSteel.ca.
Very good.
I'm supposed to throw those cards now when I do them. I actually forgot to do the Hive one as well.
Who told you to do that?
Belsey think that it looks cooler that way, and I'm like, I agree with that. You got Bengals, you got the Cowboys, Monday Night Football. You can join Lieutenant Eric Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge, where every day is game day. But also on TSN Plus, TSN Plus, it's a Simpsons version of the game.
That's right.
They're doing, and I don't exactly know what it is. I haven't read into it. I'm just hooked because it involves the Simpsons and the NFL. It's the Fun Day Football. So they're going to stream live. It's a real-time animated Monday Night Football game that will feature The Simpsons in it. And if you have TSN Plus, you could watch it done Simpsons style. And I don't pay for TSN Plus, but I did buy a Snickers bar and I got a free month of TSN Plus out of it. So go get a participating Mars product, and you could log in and get a free TSN Plus subscription. So I'm very much looking forward to watching TSN Plus tonight to watch the Simpsons version of your Cowboys taking on the Bengals.
Probably be more entertaining. I mean, more real Dallas Cowboys players will probably be playing in the Simpsons game than in the real game today. But actually, they're getting a little healthier, so it's not as bad as it was. But
it's no quarterback.
You can read
no
it.
quarterback. What is it? Oh, this is.
Before we continue with that, because if you want to read it, we can go read it.
Yeah.
NHL game. I think there's just 3 tonight. Red Wings on the road
Rangers.
against the Sabres. Your Blackhawks against
Yes,
the
I have
Rangers.
a tough night ahead of me.
Yeah. you
And the
do.
Ducks are in Montreal to take on the Canadiens. I believe that's the Amazon Prime game tonight. So there's your big stuff for today here. Road Warriors brought to you by Aki Steel Heavy Haul Trailers.
What's your, before Tommy reads, what's your prediction for today with your Cowboys?
I don't care.
Really, hey? Just
Yeah,
tank?
I lost interest about 6 weeks
Typical
ago.
Cowboys fan.
We're hearing a lot of that. I don't care anymore.
I really don't. I mean, as I haven't got to watch my Cowboys because they've just been so crushed with injuries. It's
Yeah.
so disappointing that I can't see the real team play. I don't know.
5-7.
I think they lose.
Yeah, they're,
But Cincinnati sucks too. But I don't know.
Cincinnati doesn't suck. They just have terrible defense.
Yeah.
That could argue. Then you could argue that they suck.
And what's interesting is their defense has been healthy all year, and they suck. And Cowboys defense was absolutely decimated with injuries. And everyone said, "Oh, Cowboys defense sucks." Well, yeah, if you're playing 4 stringers, it probably does suck. Yeah, like hard to be good playing your 4 stringers against real defenses. So, yeah. But their defense is getting healthier, so they probably will do okay on defense today.
I hope the Bengals win. I'm sorry.
I
I'm
do
rooting
too.
for
Better
them,
draft
man.
pick. Better draft pick.
They're just always on the cusp of winning, and they just can't get it. And they're playing solid. Their games are so entertaining to watch. Poor Joe Burrows. So that's my prediction.
Offense is fun to watch, isn't it? Yeah.
But they're favored by a touchdown. So
Yeah, you guys got steamrolled by Seattle yesterday, didn't you?
They can't beat Seattle. It was a frustrating game to watch.
I don't
And
remember
even
the
at the
score.
end, they were trying to make a comeback, and Buddy from the new kicker hits the goal post and goes out. It was bad. It was
I had a
bad.
bye week. So
yeah,
I'm
but
good.
Seahawks are rolling now a bit.
Yeah,
eh?
they are. What do they have?
some
3 or 4 in a
momentum.
row now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're taking over NFC West.
Yeah.
It was there for the taking, and the Seahawks are the ones taking it.
Yeah.
Not the Cardinals.
Yeah.
Sucks. Oh well.
You were looking good for a little bit there. At least you had a little hope
Yeah.
because you haven't had
Yeah.
much for a while, which sucks. I mean, that's a team that I always kind of cheer for a little bit, but I don't know. It's
The Cardinals, they don't
Well,
have very many
can't
redeeming
hate the
qualities.
Cardinals.
Yeah,
No,
they're
they're a
just
hard
'cause they're
team to
always
hate.
bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're hard to hate. They're just
And
just
I'm
there.
an Oklahoma
there,
Sooners
yeah.
guy, so Kyler Murray there. That has my attention a little bit.
It looked like he took a step in terms of maturity and all that, but it's not enough. So we'll see.
I am convinced that Taylor Swift is a Satanist.
Why?
After that doink of a kick yesterday.
went in,
yeah, that was just, come on, you guys. If you're not
wild.
going to say, Jay will disagree with me. He thinks Kansas City's good, and I'm saying they're fluking.
Well, man, I didn't see any of the game, but I looked at the score this morning, and I'm like, again, they win by 2 points
so
against a team like
frustrating.
that.
Yeah.
What are they? So 11-1 or 12-1, and they
12-1
can
now.
easily be a 500 football
Their
team.
luck's going to run out, and it's
Oh.
going to happen during playoffs.
I think they're going to cruise to another win. Another Super Bowl. It's
Another-
just, they know how good they are. That's 9 straight AFC titles.
Like Maddie was saying last week, is I mean, they know how to win, and they probably know when they need to play, so they'll turn on a switch and go, which would, I don't know. I'm ready to see a new team. I'd like to Buffalo,
they're just-
Detroit in the final would make me happy, but I don't know. Like, it just, I agree with you. Teams should be licking their chops to play them come playoff time because if they're playing the way they are right now, they're not gonna be successful. But I
Good
don't know.
news is Taylor Swift's Eras Tour has ended as of yesterday. So, hallelujah.
Says the person who tried to get tickets and fly out to go see
Yeah.
her.
CJ, I will read your review. She sent me a huge review that I didn't even get a chance to read because I had so many messages yesterday. But I appreciate it. She went, another nasty Ashley Mumford, she went as well. It looked cool. Looked good. Great. That's awesome. Would I pay $8,000? No.
He almost did.
I was going to sell it. Just kidding.
That's what the tickets were, was $1,000
No,
That
Marie,
pre-sale.
they're average
Pre-sale.
like 4.
Or, resale.
Yeah.
resale with
They were
$1,000.
very, but so I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to read the review yet. Can we,
Oh, yep.
I really want to.
Oh, my ChatGPT roast of my profile. You turned up the heat on this one?
I turned up the heat on this
All right,
one.
here we go. All right, turning up the roast. 239 posts and counting. We get it, Tom. You're always grinding. But do we really need this many variations of I'm holding a mic or here's me pretending to work? It's like LinkedIn threw up on Instagram. Follower count, 4,306. Respectable, but feels like half are bots and the other half are coworkers who had no choice but to follow you. Meanwhile, that 1,272 following count screams, follow for follow, desperation phase. Highlights. Penny is the only wholesome part of this profile. Everything else, screaming midlife crisis. Reno Vision sounds like HGTV rejected your pitch. And the courtyard, is that a bar or just your backyard patio where you stare at the emptiness of life? Posts. From mid-game selfie attempts to bro on the town comment or moments. Your grid is giving, look, I'm busy and cool. But half the captions probably say something like, time flies when you're having fun. Groundbreaking. Your face. Do you even own a casual expression? It's either serious media guy or dude who just discovered what a camera is. Vegas pick. Nice Eiffel Tower backdrop because nothing says sports reporter like trying to flex a fake Paris in Nevada. Tom, this whole profile screams, I peaked at a local level and I'm riding it till the wheels fall off. Just admit it. You're one inspirational quote away from becoming a motivational speaker. Oh my God. I'm very happy with who I am. Thanks, ChatGPT. Thank you, Jasmine.
Problem.
Oh, boy.
This is the EST Hangout presented by Sentinel Storage. Canada's storage experts, more than 2 decades of helping Canadians through life's transitions. 50% off 12 weeks. That ends December 15th. Check them out, sentinel.ca. One of the transitions we've seen is the Edmonton Elks going from the Chris Jones era fully into the Chris Morris, Ed Hervey era. And that ad did Mark Killam last week. But then Tre Ford with the extension on Friday announced 3-year deal. Justin Dunk on 3 Down Nation had the money. It's a little over $1.2 million for the 3 years. If he hits all of his bonuses, he can make as much as 1.2. But in this first year, money still left on the table for a good backup. Today, Tre Ford, he's going to speak to the media with Mark Killam and Ed Hervey. 11:30, we're going to attempt to bring it to you live right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Murray, you texted me though on Friday and went, they listened.
Yeah,
They listened.
Clearly, Chris Morris, Ed Hervey are EST watchers following, listening to the Hangout most Mondays and hearing us. We've been begging and asking for this for over a year. They finally made it happen. So it's, I mean, all the ducks are lining up. Also, the OC and DC, I love Max Simic and JC for the coordinators. I mean, everything is turning up roses right now. I mean, we'll see how it all plays itself out on the field, but man, they're making all the moves that I think they
to keep Tre Ford. I really want, like, of all the OCs in this league, Mick Simic's the one I'm like, I want to see what he can do with Tre Ford. I want to see what type of offense he could build around Tre Ford and unleash this guy in the proper way. Like, he's got to be a throwing quarterback. He's got to try to be a pocket quarterback. But knowing when and how to run are things he needs to keep doing. He needs to still be able to be mobile. But when he is mobile, he needs to be smart about it and slide or get out of bounds. And sometimes those 5 extra yards aren't worth it.
Yeah,
because
100%.
those 5 extra yards versus you being out for 3 games, way more important that you're there for those 3 games. But everything is going really well. And I'll even say a business perspective, this wasn't just a press release. They are doing a press conference today. They are unveiling him where he'll I don't know if he'll hold up his jersey or whatever, but actually having him here in Edmonton and doing the full press conference. For your marketing team, I'm sure they are thrilled right now going, this is a great winter coming up in spring to sell tickets because we could put number 2 on all of our billboards everywhere.
for 3 years.
Yep, for 3 years.
More. I mean, it's so good. But to your point, though, on the offense with Tre Ford still needs to be Tre Ford. I mean, he has all this incredible talent that gets everyone so excited because he can be the most exciting player in this league. And so for the offense to truly be all it can be designed around him, he still needs to be Tre Ford. So he still needs to run.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
This is good. It feels like a lot of wrongs have been righted.
Yeah.
Which is kind of refreshing considering how it seemed like for a good 5+ years, maybe. A lot of wrongs were followed up by more wrongs. And perhaps this, and it feels like it will usher in a good era of Double E football. So this is good. A lot of things to like about this. And then now the question will be, will it relate and translate to wins on the field and people putting butts in the seats again and opening up the top bowl, whatever,
It'd be interesting to see what happens next in that. I mean, obviously, we're all excited to see what happens with the roster and what the rest of the team is going to look like. But what are they going to do for? Is that lower bowl going to be it for this year again? I don't know.
Has to be.
You think it has to be? Eh?
They weren't able to open it up this year. They had only one opportunity where they could have maybe have done it, but it was too late for them to go do it. You can't open the bowl. You have to build that buzz in that lower bowl.
Yeah.
And it imagine if they got to like a nice 2-0, 3-0 start to the season.
Then they'll have to open up.
Well, starting the year with a nice buzz like that might help carry you throughout the summer type thing. But if they start 0-2, 0-3,
I think people are going to come out for game one. People are going to come out. People are going to be excited about this. I mean, especially if they do a good job on the marketing side.
Yeah.
And get Tre Ford, get him on EST and get him on every billboard and just parade this guy around the city and get everyone excited about him. I mean, everyone is excited about him.
this is who the fans have wanted. This is, and for since last year, like we could have done this hangout last year, going sign Tre Ford. We did this hangout last year. So you sign Tre Ford in the offseason. You got to send him. You got to put him in front of the media. You got to sell your tickets. And instead, it's just a year later that we're doing all of this. But I think there'll be that extra buzz. And I also think there'll be a little bit more of a leash given to this organization that if they were to start, let's say 1-3 or something, people understand that Tre Ford is this younger quarterback that they're developing now. And that the development should have happened this past season, but it got pushed to this year. And as long as they're seeing improvements, like I think you, and this is where I get mad at Chris Jones, because you could have went 0-4 this past season with Tre Ford, and people wouldn't have been as upset. People still would have been upset, but they wouldn't have been as upset because people wanted Tre Ford. They didn't want MBT. People want Tre Ford here. They're getting Tre Ford here. And now I think there's going to be a little bit more of a leash given to see how this season goes. Going, okay, let him grow, let him develop, let him get there, and let him know that if you make that one mistake, you're not getting pulled.
Right.
You're going to have a few weeks. You're going to have some time, and he's with the contract that he's going to get, and we'll see what backup he gets. He's going to be the starter as long as he doesn't completely blow it in training camp or anything like that for at least a good half of the season next year, unless he goes 0-9.
Well, I mean,
he
ultimately,
won't, though. We haven't seen anything from him that says he'll go 0-9.
Exactly.
Right.
And Hervey will build a solid team around him. But please, Edmonton, if he has a bad game or two, let's not try to run him out of town. He's going to be, this is his first year as a starting quarterback. There's going to be some growing pains. He's going to make some mistakes. But when he does, let's not try to run him out of town. And exactly what you were describing of Tre Ford and how he's learning and growing into this. Couldn't the same thing be said about Skinner as a goaltender? And everyone's trying to run him out of town every time the Oilers lose a hockey game. So, I mean, people need to be patient and realize that there's going to be ups and downs and twists and turns of the football season, of the hockey season. And, it's going to be okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's a fair way to sum it up.
And it'll be nice for Tre to get that full off season knowing that he's the guy.
Yeah.
And how is he going to practice and train knowing, again, last year, I think once the season ended, most people thought Tre Ford was going to be the starting quarterback of this team going into 2024. And instead, reverse, they bring in MBT, and now his training was a little bit different. This year, he's going in where Ed Hervey came out with reading, Jay last Friday and saying, he's coming in as he's getting first team reps in camp. It's going to be a competition still, but he's got the inside track as he gets first team reps to start.
Well, he's also getting paid.
And he's getting
to
paid
be
a
the
little
starting
bit
quarterback. So follow the money.
Yeah, exactly.
He's the starting quarterback.
But it's not MBT 500K.
Yeah.
Right?
Fair.
I do like this competition. You're hearing competition more, and maybe that went away a little bit, but I think it breeds a healthy environment where it's like you're not given something all the time, and it's not just you don't have that entitlement. Mm-hmm. It seems very simplistic, but I think it's something that's kind of been missing.
Well, go earn it.
Go earn it.
You want to go beat another team? That's competition.
Yeah.
You should then also want to beat your, somewhat your teammates and to earn your job and be the best on your team, especially in that position. And it's like Gagers talked about it with F1 and goaltending. He's always compared the two, and it was, you want to be better than your teammates because you want the spot, but you're also there trying to support each other.
Yeah.
That'd be the same with, I'd throw in quarterbacks too. There's only one quarterback that really gets to go out on the field. You want to be better than the guy next to you because you want that job. You want to help each other out, but you want to be the guy. So go show that you can be that guy, and then that should translate when you get onto the field to go beat the other team because the competitive juice have been flowing since training camp.
Well, do you think though, the offense was designed around MBT last year? So when Tre would go in, it'd be not really the whole design of the offense wasn't necessarily suited to him. So now, clearly, the offense is going to be designed around Tre Ford and his skill set. And boy, that's exciting to see what they might be able to do.
We see some fun stuff.
Yeah.
See what they're also going to do with the receivers, though. What's going to happen there? Does Gino stick around, or is he going to be gone? If he's gone, who are you replacing? Is it Tevin Jones? I know the morning boys were talking about him a little bit. Is it Tevin Jones with then who? The receiving core is going to be fascinating to see. And the O-line's got some free agency holes. There's some guys that are expected free agents. So we'll see what they can do with extending some of those guys. But as of right now, this offseason for the Elks has been a virtual home run. If before Christmas they could sign Niles Morgan to a contract, they've hit the absolute perfect offseason thus far that you can get before free agency.
Well, I'm guessing you see a lot of signings happening in the league right now with other teams. I think there's probably a lot of signings that have maybe happened that are going to get announced maybe all together, dotting some I's and crossing some T's. And here, we just signed 8 guys. That's probably what's going to happen. Although they did, one came through the other day. I liked what I read about it. A long snapper got signed, and they said what I read about it was it's an absolute perfect guy to fit into Mark Killam's strategy with special teams.
Oh.
So I'm like, So a Mark Killam signing, I'm buddies with Ryan King. You don't want to slag on a long snapper, but special teams are important, and they're going to be very important under Mark Killam.
They need to be better for the Elks
so
too.
they've signed a guy that supposedly fits right in with what he's trying to build with special teams here. So
the long snapper is actually so important, and they get no credit and no love. But I remember a Monday Night Football game to start an NFL season one year was the Raiders. Their long snapper got hurt, and they couldn't punt the rest of the game. It got blocked. 2 punts were blocked and stuff. They couldn't, bad snaps, everything. And it was that moment I was like, wow, that is a very tough job. And no one else on the team generally knows how to do it but that one player.
Yeah.
That is such a skill, though. I mean, to rifle that punt or the snap back to a punter like that, he's what, 12 yards back?
Right where they
And
can
right
need to
where they
catch
can.
it so they could punt it, not where they're having to go like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Kinger posted on his social media one time. Kinger was at like a family function and he had one of his nephews go on his knees on the ground and had a cup on top of his head. And the kid just sat there and Kinger snapped the ball and knocked the cup off of his head.
Yikes.
But if he was missed by this much, the poor kid would have taken it right in the face and
Broken nose.
Yeah, wouldn't have felt very good.
Well, good thing Kinger was excellent at that.
Yeah, but that was so impressive to watch that video. Yeah, highly impressive.
11:30. Tre Ford, Ed Hurry, Mark Killam. They will speak to the media in another press conference that the Edmonton Elks are hosting. They've been quite a bit the last few weeks and last month or so. All good, though. All good in the end. And here's another one. So Tre Ford, 3-year deal with the Edmonton Elks. Number 2, your starting quarterback for at least one season. It's football contracts, right?
Yeah.
If he does, he's got to play well. It's now on the one thing. As much as love Tre Ford, and all, it's now on him, dude.
Absolutely.
There's no Chris Jones. There's no Jarius Jackson. There's no. This is MBT's. This is now your team. And
All the impediments are gone.
You go 4 wins next year. That's on you. I don't think he will. I think he's better than that. But it's now Tre Ford. It's your job. Go earn it. Go show that you deserve it.
One other football note. I'm glad Atif texted this in. Said, "Good morning, everybody. Did anybody congratulate Chuba Hubbard on reaching over 1,000 rushing yards first time in his NFL career this weekend?" And so congratulations to Sherwood Park's Chuba Hubbard, first Canadian running back to do it since like the early '80s. Ruben Mays did it.
Ruben Mays, yeah.
Who was from North Battleford, born and raised, and ended up being like a Pro Bowler a couple of times and.
Well, and congratulations to Chuba Hubbard. He got paid.
He got paid.
He
Yeah,
got paid. I mean, it's not a huge contract, but when they just drafted that Texas running back and that fell because of injury, he was going to be a first rounder for sure. But I think he was it second round or third round that he got drafted. But he's an elite talent at running back, and so. Like there was some speculation maybe that Chuba wasn't going to get paid in Carolina because just the holder of that position, waiting for him to develop and get fully healthy because that was why he wasn't a first round pick.
Right.
But anyways, Chuba goes off and gets paid, and now they'll have 2 crazy talented
Love that.
running backs next year. So good for him.
Edmonton zone. Edmonton zone.
So I finally want to bring this up. Juan Soto to the Mets. Maddie?
What was the bag he got?
It is
756.
765.
765.
$765 million for
15 years.
15 years.
He's a young player still, though. Like
He's
he's been around the
26
league
years
for a
old.
long time. He's been around.
Yeah.
So he's paid till he's 41.
So it's 51 million per year.
It's when the Yankees were going into the World Series, I said they have to win because if not, Soto's going on the Mets. Knew he was going to the Mets.
You thought he was going to resign, I thought.
No, I've always said he's going to the Mets.
How about all those Blue Jay fans that were?
Yeah, they deserve any Blue Jay fan that
Delusions
has
of
heartbreak
grandeur.
today, any Blue Jay fan that is disappointed as of yesterday, that's on you. You didn't learn from the Ohtani. It was never going to happen.
Yeah.
So, no, I don't have anyone that's hurt for this one. I have zero sympathy for you because you shouldn't have bought in on the hype of Soto going to the Blue Jays. But no, it just made sense to go to the Mets. Like it was everything I had heard from this year with Soto was this is a guy that wanted the money in the end, and it was going to be the highest price. And I think the Yankees ended up offering not much less, but another year. Like they offered a 16-year deal to Soto. So he went for the more money.
Did he actually think the Mets will win?
No, they're the Mets. They're going to blow this somehow.
If it's $765 million or $740 million, who cares?
Isn't that wild?
Like
That is
that's so
insane.
that is so much money that it
So
really
much money.
It really
Where-
doesn't matter. A few million doesn't matter.
I'm surprised
that's just
somebody
an
got a
ego
contract
thing.
over Ohtani. Like his money overall, yours is less or more, I should say. Ohtani's is less, I think. But the
Otani's a
money-
700 million.
But it wasn't a 15-year deal. Like, so it was like, I'm surprised somebody got more. But I've been saying for probably a good few years, we're getting closer and closer, and I can't wait to see that $1 billion contract
Yeah.
one day. We're now $240 million away, $235 million away contract wise from $1 billion contract being handed out
Crazy.
one day in baseball. Like sometime in the 2030s, we're probably going to see $1 billion contract handed out.
I wonder what their insurance looks like. Like what he can't do. Because athletes can't they're not supposed to snowboard or ski and all that stuff, right? I really wonder what it looks like for a baseball player.
He better stay healthy. My God.
Okay.
Not for him if it doesn't matter for
Yeah,
him.
it doesn't matter for him. That's fair.
That's it. Like the beauty of his contract is like I would love to be Juan Soto because it'd be like he's got a World
So would
Series
I,
ring.
buddy.
I wouldn't try at all.
I take 10% of him. That's
Yeah.
good. I'll just
I
go
would,
there.
but like
No.
I wouldn't
Really?
try anymore. I wouldn't care. I've got $765 million for the next 15 years. It's guaranteed. I ain't trying anymore.
Yes, you are.
Screw that.
Yes, you are. You won a championship.
He's won one
So life is
with
good.
the Nationals.
Yeah.
He's living life now moving forward. He's good. He doesn't have to matter. It's like here's you like to go to the playoffs and stuff. The moment you know your team's not going to do it, I'm mailing it in. I got a little hammy here.
Yeah.
I got a little hammy. I don't know. I'm going to be out for a few weeks
If
here
you
and there.
are investing $765 million in someone, you better find out that he doesn't have that attitude.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, but here's the
That's
thing,
a
like, because
bad
if it was me,
attitude.
I wouldn't have that attitude. But once I get the contract, I'd have that attitude. Like it would all
man.
change in that moment.
I disagree.
I'm locked up for 15 years for over $750 million.
man.
I am like the moment this team looks like they're not a playoff team, I'm done.
Tell you what,
Get me back the next. I'll see you next spring.
I'm gonna write a letter through ChatGPT to EST about you.
You're
I mean,
bad attitude.
you listen.
Just don't sign me on a
Dustin
massive
Nilsson,
long-term deal.
Dustin Nilsson is listening probably right now, and you are not getting a long-term deal at EST with any money. I mean, you
Yeah, I don't
got
think.
you got to piddle around. He can't give
If
you the
Dusty
bag.
had over $700 million to offer me for a contract, I wouldn't have said any of this. I think I'm pretty safe of this $700 million contract.
You're not
Here's the plan.
My dad does point out that Soto is a billionaire Canadian.
Oh,
Good
yeah.
point.
This is
So
true.
it is a
Good
$1
point.
billion contract.
Here's the plan. All of us become influencers,
Yes.
build up our followings, and then we just funnel a bunch of that money to EST, and then that's how we hit it rich.
Great
Well,
idea.
If Iwanyk ever would listen to me saying, I'm going to help you. We're going to open up the EST sports bar at Shanks, and the money would already be there. It'd be
Good
just
point.
pouring in daily, but Iwanyk didn't listen.
I did plant an OnlyFans seed last week, too.
Uh-oh.
Not me. I was like,
Yeah.
the largest contracts in the history of professional sports. So Soto with the
That's
765, Otani 700, Messi with Barcelona was 674 mil.
Jeez.
Ronaldo with Al Nassr. Did I say that properly?
It's the Saudi Arabian club. I don't know how to pronounce those.
530 because they're always moving these soccer players, right? So 536.3 mil, and then lastly was, believe it or not, it was actually Mahomes with 450 mil.
Damn.
Yeah, none of that
So
includes
NFL
live
made
golf.
it. Yeah.
Right.
Because Rom was 700 mil,
Was it?
wasn't he?
I don't think
That
so.
was like three.
Or who was
I'll
700
ask
mil?
Perplexity.
Yeah, ask Perplexity.
I thought there was a 700 mil, or maybe no. That was 700 mil was offered to Tiger.
Yeah.
Tiger turned down the 700 mil. Rom got like 400, didn't he?
I thought so.
300 mil.
Yeah.
Reported that a multi-year deal worth more than 300.
You type faster than me.
Might not be using Google. Because that John Rahm live contract. But John Rahm's contract's not as long with live.
Well, this says Rahm's contract with Live Golf is reportedly upwards of $566.4 million, making it one of the most lucrative deals in golf history. Initial payment is said to be $302 million up front, with the remainder paid through bonuses.
Wow.
Yeah, so according to sportingnews.com says it was reported that its multi-year contract worth more than 300 according to ESPN. So this is within this article, ESPN. Initially it was reported to be more than 500 million, but I think it's closer to the 350 or something. But it's also like he doesn't have his signing bonus pushed his 2023 earnings to $203 million. That's how much he made in 2023 and stuff.
Wow.
It's so like Liv had a big one, but they're also not 15-year deals.
Yeah.
Like if Rahm signed a 15-year Live Golf deal, I think he'd be in that realm.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting too. Like football, they play 17 games. And so Mahomes at $450 million, if you do that on a per game basis versus 162 games in baseball, I mean, it's a little different.
Okay, baseball, and I know there's haves and have-nots in baseball, but they make a ton of money. TV deals are huge, merchandise, all that stuff.
They got revenue sharing.
Revenue sharing. So you have the Tampa Bay Rays, who are not building a new stadium. Their roof got blown off in the hurricane. They have to play at the Yankees single A ballpark for a bit. And then the whole issue with the Oakland Athletics moving to Vegas. By the way, they finally got their funding in place for their stadium down the strip, but they're going to play in Sacramento. If you ever believe that there is no money and these owners in baseball are screaming foul and they're broke, these contracts tell you that that's total BS.
Yes, yeah.
Total BS. Even the have-nots in baseball.
Yeah. They could spend it, they just choose not to.
There's a few owners that are very bad for that. I think the Pirates are one. They get a lot of money. There was a big report done quite a few years ago where someone broke down all the money that the team got, and Pirates are one of those that got a lot of money. They just never reinvest back in their team. A lot of the owners just don't care about baseball. They just care about their money.
Yeah.
It seems like they hate their sport. But even when you got to the championship series, who was it? It was Dodgers, Mets, Yankees, Guardians, I think. And everyone was talking about how the Dodgers, Mets, and Yankees, all this big money, and the Guardians, this small market team and stuff. Their owner's actually one of the richest owners in sports. He had, I think he's richer than Hal Steinbrenner, who owns the Yankees. He just doesn't spend money. Their payroll wasn't close to the other ones, but that's because the owner chooses not to.
Yeah.
And that's the wild part to this. I know some people be like, yeah, well, it's all the money for some of these markets, but there's a lot of markets that could spend money. The owners just choose not.
That's right. Or they, in Cleveland, they're going through a multi-year renovation of their stadium that is going to make it more expensive, more suites, more niche things and items, and they know people are going to show up regardless. I think it's actually going to be the smallest ballpark in attendance by the time they're done their renos. They've taken seats out in the top deck in the outfield. They're putting in clubs and different little things. They're making bank.
Okay, so here's the answer to your question from Perplexity.
Excellent.
In 2014, the average Major League Baseball team value was estimated at $811 million. 2024, this has risen to an average of $2.64 billion. So those owners, I mean, I'm good at math, but that's a pretty. I can't do that in my head real quick while I'm talking.
Three times as much as they were.
Yeah,
one of the reasons
it's insane.
But one of the reasons values shot up had to do with Steve Ballmer buying the Clippers, because I've talked about this before here in the Hangout. Can't remember which team it was. I always confuse them, whether it was Milwaukee or Minnesota. One of those teams sold for $700-800 million or something at the time. And then the Clippers had to sell because Donald Sterling was a racist and he got kicked out of the league. And immediately Steve Ballmer was like, $2 billion. I'll pay $2 billion. There was he just said $2 billion and he just took the team. And the Clippers at the time were not worth $2 billion based on everything else. And he immediately went $2 billion and it was like, okay, if the Clippers are worth $2 billion, what are the Lakers worth? What are the Knicks worth? What are the Celtics worth? What are these historic firms? What are the Golden State Warriors going to be worth and stuff? And then if you're an NFL team, you're sitting there going, well, we're richer than you guys. What are now we worth? If the Clippers are worth $2 billion and all franchise values after that just shot up. There was an immediate shoot up from that moment. Steve Ballmer changed the entire valuation of professional sports.
Could that not have just been recognized as an overpay and their true values shouldn't be shot up automatically because of that?
Sure, but when there's that next owner that's trying to sell a team, he's not going to be the one going, I'll reset the market back to what it's supposed to be. He's going to sit there and go, I got this team, I got it for sale. I'm selling it for more than this.
Well,
the Clippers are obviously LA, so there is you'd still have to come in lower than that. But
yeah.
And then it's still such an exclusive club to be a sports owner.
Yeah.
That's true. They are.
Those
are playthings for those owners.
Right.
There's 124 professional sports team of the big four, NHL, NFL, NBA, MLB.
Yeah.
That's it.
So
That's it.
The value of everything is what someone's willing to pay for it. So
100%.
if you have someone that's willing to pay $2 billion for your franchise, then that's what it's worth. But if you don't, if somebody decides to sell a team and you say you want $2 billion for it, if no one's willing to pay you $2 billion for it, they're only willing to pay what the real market value should be. Then, I mean,
But imagine having that Steve Ballmer money to just sit there and be like, $2 billion.
Yeah.
Not even try to be like, yeah, okay, I'll give you 1.1 or something. Like, save some cash. No, $2 billion, and then builds the Intuit Dome.
Wow.
That is insane. Though.
Just dig it out of his pocket, like his pocket change.
Does nothing to him.
Remember when the Oilers were sold to Daryl Cates? It was like $245 million, I think it was.
What are they worth now?
They're
Billion?
1.4.
Yeah.
Is it, or is it a little higher?
So
Yeah.
Cates has made $1 or $2. Hey?
He's good. He's
Certainly
good.
has.
Steve Ballmer's net worth is just shy of $130 billion.
Sounds like Jasmine's bank account.
Bottle
No comment. Just kidding.
service.
Bottle service.
Yeah.
No, I didn't get bottle service in the press box, by the way. A lot of people asked me that, and I kept laughing.
I want to know how you didn't cheer because you're not allowed to cheer in the press
Okay,
box. So
she
how
was
did
great.
you not
Yeah.
cheer?
She was great.
I was very focused, and
Yeah.
I'm like, and looking at we got the sheets with the stats and numbers of the other team. So I was just really focused because I wanted, like I said, do well. But yeah, there was a point where I went like this, and I was like, ugh.
You wanted to.
Yeah.
You wanted
And I
to.
kept my hands like this, down.
Very good.
And like together.
Very good.
Yeah.
You were great. You handled it very, very well.
So professional of you.
It's okay. One day I'm going to be making 51 mil a year.
Yes. Yes.
But at 26 years old, I just well, that's so much money. And this guy came, just so you know, by the way, quickly, actually, your parents are lovely.
Yeah, I got to tell you something from my mom after.
Okay. Maddie's mom and dad were here on Friday, and they're so lovely, especially his mom. And his niece is so cute. Mila. Very, very, very cute.
She is cute.
Yeah, she is actually adorable.
Very shy.
But I'm sure they would not be proud of you to hear that you wouldn't win a championship if you were given this much money.
I already won a championship if I was one, so that's what I'm saying.
Wait a second,
He won
or
a
to
title.
keep trying and win
He's
more
won,
and
but that's-
do your job properly.
I've got 700. My parents wouldn't care. I'd be taking care of them so much.
They still want you to be a winner.
I am a winner. I got $765 million over 15 years.
What about your morals?
What morals?
Yeah, he doesn't have any.
You gotta help your other
Yeah.
He's
teammates.
telling us he doesn't have any morals.
If I want to tell my teammates I want to take $765 million and I would take less so then Steve Cohen could go pay for other people. I'm taking $765 million. I got no team morals here. I got my World Series ring with the Nationals. I'm ditching the Yankees. I'm ditching if I wanted a World Series, why wouldn't I stay? Okay, if I wanted a World Series and I'm Juan Soto, I'm taking the $20 million less or whatever it is, and I'm staying with the Yankees because they have a better chance of winning. Plus, if you win with the Yankees, that is a bigger thing. To be a World Series champion as a Yankee is going to always be bigger than the Mets. Just straight
That's
up.
fair. Yep.
Now, I could also go to the Dodgers and go win with the Dodgers and still make, $600 million or something like that. If I'm taking all the bag here, I don't give a damn about anything else. I care about the money. And I don't want to be hurt. I want to enjoy my $765 million. I'm 26 years old. I want to enjoy this life. I don't need to wait till I'm 40 to enjoy my money.
You're so annoying.
And I got the ring. And I've got the ring already. The whole family. We've already had the pictures with the World Series trophy and we celebrated it. They don't need any more. And if they're upset, I'll just go buy them a place somewhere. Here's a villa in Italy. Here's an entire town of Italy. I bought it for you. Go
Buy
live
the
there.
country.
I've got all that money.
What were you going to say about your mom?
I'll tell you after.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, am I in trouble?
No.
Okay.
No, she feels very bad about something. So
Just
get into that
what was
later.
his signing bonus? Did it say?
75 mil. He gets
75
one.
mil?
I think one of his signing bonuses is 75 million.
Damn.
Yeah, so just think,
And it's non-taxed. I don't know why.
just think of
How?
the. Yeah.
I don't. It doesn't apply to New York City or state tax.
Wow.
What the hell?
I saw Darren Ravel retweeted that yesterday.
So just think of the interest that he can get. Just take that 75 mil and throw it in the bank and he can-
Collect.
collect the interest. My God.
Yeah.
And then Lindor got, 10 years? What was his contract?
Francisco Lindor? Him?
Yeah.
Wasn't it with the Athletics? Was he with the Athletics? Or who's the signing with because the
The
Athletics
Athletics
signed somebody.
signed somebody?
It was like it was
That's
a
what I
lot of
gonna
money.
Say, like, are you
Wow.
kidding?
It was like 65 million. It was one where it's like they leave Oakland and you're like, why are you guys all of a sudden spending money?
Because they have money. Baseball teams have a lot of money. They make a lot of money.
But then why didn't they ever use this when they were in Oakland?
Because they wanted a new state. Because and the owner's an a-hole.
Luis Severino signed with the Athletics, $67 million contract, 3-year deal. Which player are you thinking? Or like, who did you say?
Francisco Lindor.
Where did he go?
In the Mets.
Did he sign with them?
Yes. I'm pretty sure. I know I'm a new Mets fan, by the way. I declared it yesterday.
Well, I never even
He's
heard
31.
of it. Lindor.
He signed a 10-year deal for $35 million in 2021.
Oh, back in 2021. I
Yeah.
thought we were talking about like a new signing or something.
No.
Oh.
I'm just talking about contracts in general. Especially with the Mets now. That Soto was going to be the number one at 26 years old. So
Well, I'm wondering if he chose the Mets too because he wanted to be the big dog in town. Because in L.A., he's not going to be a big dog over Ohtani. And the Yankees, I mean, the Yankees always get the new shiny toy every year or try to, right? So
this is why it's nice.
Well, you got
So the
Aaron
Mets
Judge. Like and they
Prevail.
got Stanton, but he would have been loved just behind Judge.
yeah.
But in the end, like, there is the mix, and the Mets fans could all sit there and be like, oh, we finally got one over the Yankees. They still haven't won since 86. And you're still the New York Mets. You're not the New York Yankees. Yankees are the team that
But
matters in that
so
town.
this is, as you were just pointing out, Murray, like this is why I love a Cinderella story or like undercover, like those teams. And I get it, they're from New York, but those fans, those Mets fans, I want them to win their
Yeah,
championship.
it's not happening.
So sick of this Yankee narrative.
Aiden, Pete Alonso to the Yankees now, maybe. That's what I saw those rumblings. That now the Yankees will just go spend on him. They apparently have $700 million in the next 16 years to allocate in a different way because they apparently have that money. The official drink of the EST Hangout, it is the Finnish long drink, legend of 1952, a drink unlike any other sparkling refreshment, real liquor. Longdrink.com/Canada is where you can find a liquor store nearest you to pick up some long drinks. You could get a lot of long drinks for $756 million.
They're very good.
$765 million.
Wheels said somebody offered his friend over $45,000 for 4 tickets to Taylor Swift in Toronto.
Oh my.
And they turned it down because his wife wanted to go.
Wow. That's love.
Isn't that? But I know a girl that I went with them to Marielle. They went to the south of France and now they're in Abu Dhabi for Formula One.
Oh, nice.
And they went because they sold their Taylor Swift tickets in Vancouver, so they paid for their south.
Wow.
Yeah, their trip to.
Buy cheaper tickets somewhere else. Just take the 45
Yeah,
grand.
exactly.
Go take 10
Yeah.
grand of that. Go buy tickets somewhere else in the
Exactly.
stadium, and you've walked away with 35 grand.
No
Legit.
kidding.
And buy her a diamond ring with some of the extra money.
Yeah,
and she'll be happy. Yeah.
You're a little further up. You're still going to see her. Maybe not as close, but it's 45 grand.
Damn.
Right.
That
Just
didn't sound like a normal dump.
Yeah.
Oh,
What
no,
happened?
the light's hanging. I can see it. I think Trev broke the light. I can see
Did
it.
somebody hit it, or
Oh,
did it just
no.
fall off? Because I know one time I came in and that light actually was hanging down, and I had to fix it.
Oh, well, it's hanging right now. So. Stampader texted in and says, I'm extremely happy Tre Ford is here. He is also entering his 4th year in the CFL with over 400 passes. I do think we need him to take another step because there are still some serious flaws in his game. His ceiling is Damon Allen, but I am worried we could also have Nealon Green on our hands.
What-
Great talk today.
What is the concerns I would ask for that texter, though? Is
Stampader.
Is the Stampader?
Yeah.
That'd be the only, like, what are the biggest concerns that you have? Because for me this year, like, my concerns is the sliding, getting out of bounds, being
Right.
smart with that. More often than not this year, he stayed in the pocket when he needed to, and he would step up and he'd make throws. He had a good accuracy. He had a good power behind his throws. It's just the Winnipeg game, he scrambled out of panicking a little too much. That was the only game I saw that in. But this year we saw the evolution where he stayed in the pocket more. So I'm just curious what the big flaws that Stampader is seeing.
He
You
needs
gotta
to protect himself.
Stay healthy, yeah.
Yeah. He needs to make smarter decisions, and he could get a little better throwing the ball. His accuracy isn't always on point. So, I mean, he's not a perfect quarterback, but if he was a perfect quarterback, he'd be playing in the NFL. So,
Well, he is Canadian,
fair.
as we know.
And Canadians don't become starting quarterbacks in the CFL very often. Maybe that was the bias of the last regime that was here in Edmonton, and they didn't give him a shot because he's a Canadian quarterback. But it's a ratio changer. If you can get
There's no ratio.
quarterback,
There's no ratio value at a quarterback.
no,
Doesn't count.
really. I did not know that.
Because I used to think that
crazy.
too. unless they've changed the rules since, which I don't believe they have.
Yeah.
Well, as the host of the Elks pre and post, I think you would know.
For the quarterback didn't count to it, but partly because it's like you need then for teams, you lose the quarterback, you have to put an American out there, so it has to mess with your ratio just right there. Usually have backup Canadians for your Canadian positions, and that generally doesn't happen. But that's where I think the league's got to find a way to create some sort of exemption or some sort of rule that you get a value for starting a Canadian quarterback.
Yes, because you should be able to get an extra American playing somewhere else.
Yeah. Maybe that's even if it's a cap bonus.
Yeah.
You're playing for every game a Canadian quarterback starts and plays, barring injury or something, for so many snaps, you get an extra $30K on the cap or something like that.
Or just extra win in the standings. Just give us the
An extra W.
Yeah, just an automatic buy into the Grey Cup. Perfect.
Yeah, that's great. But that became an issue when Brandon Bridge was briefly a starter, I think, with Saskatchewan.
Air Canada.
Yeah, and then that fizzled out pretty
I think
quickly.
that's what it was called.
You said Tre Ford's getting paid, what, 1 point what?
He can make as much as 1.2 something.
Over 3 years.
That's pretty good, right?
Yeah,
And
it's
for
pretty-
CFL?
Yeah, with
400.
bonuses, with like he has to hit quite a few things to get all that. He can make a max. Of
It's low end starter money,
Okay.
and that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's good.
He doesn't deserve more.
No.
And
Not
Davis
yet.
Davis Alexander got 1.2,
Yeah.
I think, or is it 1.25?
And it's a 3-year deal. He's still pretty young, so if he does what we all think he can do, at least in this room, what we think he can do, in 3 years, he'll get high end starting
Million,
money.
yeah.
I will say this about Tre Ford. The thing that I've learned through his time is he could beat the lower teams. Like, and
Yeah.
who are the lower teams right now? I see Hamilton, I see Calgary. He could beat teams that are close, like Ottawa. He, for some reason, could beat
He
Saskatchewan.
beat the Grey Cup champions in the last game of the year, albeit resting a lot of
Resting
starters.
a lot of starters.
But
They
yeah.
won on the Rouge.
But that's so he
That
can
was
beat
funny.
those bottom teams or the teams level on them. So like right there, that should be around 6-7 wins type thing.
Yeah.
Couldn't he go now? He needs to now go prove that he could go beat a Winnipeg, a BC, a Montreal, and a Toronto.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden next year, if you've already got 6 wins banked, you just got to go manage 3, and you've got a 9-win season, and that's a nice first year.
Yeah. So, but his record as a starter is right around 500. Is that
It's
not-
lower.
It's just below 500.
It'd be below 500.
I'll have to perplexity that, but either way. So if he's
CFL does a tough job of finding.
if he is around 500 as a starting quarterback with a crap team around him, I mean, if they can put a few better pieces around him, I mean, 500 makes the playoffs, and in year one, the new regime, I think they'd take that
If they were 500 this year, they would be hosting the
West final.
final. Yeah.
He's 9-9.
9-9.
He's
Okay, so there you go. So
West semi, sorry.
so our expectation should probably be somewhere around that for
Year
this
one. Yeah.
for year one, and I think that'd be great.
Jasmine, you're gone for a while.
Yeah, so
you going?
I have I'm busy the next 3 days with some courses, and then I'm off to Vancouver for the weekend for my 2 Christmas parties. So I will not be on the show this week, but that's why I'm making up my time with three shows.
That's why we had
Sweet.
an extra show last week.
All right.
Yeah. So I
Lots
think
of Jasmine.
so I'll be back with you. I think next Monday.
Yes, and we're drinking. Next Monday, I'm bringing wine. We're drinking.
Hell
Oh really?
yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I've been drinking a lot with these guys, and
What?
We don't drink here at all. That's a
That never
complete
happens.
fabrication. We have to wrap
I'm
up
exhausted.
the hangout here,
Yeah.
presented by Sentinel Storage. Up next, it is the Lock Shop, and then we will endeavor to get you the Tre Ford press conference. We got the Oil Stream with Dusty and Tommy. We got EST Afternoons. We got the Reed Wilkins Show. That's all to come here on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton Sports. On behalf of Jasmine, Murray, Tommy, I'm Matt. Thanks for tuning in to the EST Hangout, presented by Sentinel Storage. Like I said, Lock Shop coming up in just a few minutes. Don't go anywhere.
Let's go.
There you go, right in front of the camera.
First time guest, long time listener, fan of the original draft commissioner.
Welcome to the EST Hangout, presented by White Claw Hard Seltzer. The difference is clear. Matt Iwanyk, Tom Gazzola with here, joining us today.